welcome back. It's good to have a surprise every once in a while. So welcome back to the South Dakota High School Activities Association Esports State Tournament for 2025. I'm your host, Wyatt, joined very proudly by the one and only Doa. How you doing, Doa?
Hi. I'm doing great, and if you're wondering why I'm here, well, the reason is, I'm Eric Doalanquist, known as Doa in the esports community. I've been a professional esports caster since 2011, which seems like a long time ago, but it's really not, trust me. But what I've been doing for the last 4 years is running the caster internship program for the Minnesota Varsity League. That's now expanded to North Dakota, and then we're doing a little bit with South Dakota, hopefully expanding that more next year as well. So got to work with a lot of great kids, helping them develop their public speaking skills within the framework of esports. So I thought it'd be fun to jump on the cast and just cast some League of Legends. I've done a lot of this over the years.
Right, you've been living in Korea for quite a bit of time in the past. Put in the reps of League of Legends, so it's going to be very cool to see. And we have some great bands here already. So we do have
Yeah.
T Area on blue side on the right for you ladies and gentlemen. And then we got Duel on the right red side. And I'm very curious to see what we are going to be picking because it seems that Vigar, Zach are very proficient on the side of Duel. They are going to be banned. And we're seeing Gnosis as a top laner pick and Gwen going to be able to counter that.
That's right. Pike, Jarvan, and Galio, the bands on the right side of your screen there, and I believe it's Pantheon, the one in the middle there. It's a little bit small on my screen, so I'm trying to use my old man eyes to detect it the best I can. But yeah, pretty much two top laners chosen at this point. Two very different top laners, though, in that you've got kind of the spell damagey brawler sort from Nasus, and then Gwen can be very quick, get the executes and things, and at least as far as my League of Legends knowledge goes, it is a little bit outdated, I will say. A few champions have come out since I stopped casting the game professionally, but you know, they say the more things change, the more they stay the same, and League of Legends at its core is kind of similar even. There's the Viego, looks like matching the Graves pick. It looks like they're just kind of going down the line. Top laner, jungler, we'll see if mid laner's next. This might have been predetermined too, so.
Yeah, so they did use ProDraft, which is just a outside tool to make sure that everyone has the same playing field as them, to make sure all the champions are unlocked, and which is why we're going to be seeing the new champion Mel being played here, which is going to be very fun to see as a mid laner. She's got a lot of burst damage, a lot of interesting tools in her kit. I think she has a reflect as well. It's going to be fun to see that because we've seen her in a little bit here, but mostly as support. So as a mid laner, it's going to be fun to see how she performs.
Yeah, it seems like she's still got a good amount of magic damage that she can put out. And traditionally in League of Legends, you do see a lot of crossover between support and mid lane, all the way back to like the very beginnings of League of Legends when you had champions like Annie that were known as mid lane champions, then became support champions because she had a stun in her kit and long range for poking. So that does happen sometimes. But Xerath on the other side, speaking of long-range poking, I mean, that's kind of his specialty, especially when the ultimate comes down. So, you know, again, kind of giving a lot of poke, I think, to the side of the right side of the screen there.
For sure. The lethality is going to be coming into play here. I'm very interested to see what the bans are. And Misfortune going to be taking the axe there. Interesting pick, as well as Mordekaiser and Trundle on the side of T area there. Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like with the Trundle bands and the Mordekaiser bands, they really just don't want to deal with some of these bigger champions that just sort of scale well into the late game, right? Where, you know, both of those, you know, and then you can kind of include the Pantheon a little bit in this too, is that the longer the game goes, the stronger they're just going to inevitably get, right, as they get more items. So even if you find yourself behind and your team is composed of these sort of scaling champions, as they call it, you can start to, you know, steamroll those team fights, right? Because you just get so powerful. So looks like they don't want to deal with that, which I can't blame them. That's a lot of common bans in you know, the levels under top professional. You see a lot of that.
For sure. And pardon?
Somebody left the lobby. We're gonna have to do it again. It looks like might have been a wrong pick or something like that. But
I think we did see a wrong pick there. I think the Seraphine was supposed to be the support and not the mid laner there.
I would imagine. Yeah. I mean,
I've never seen her in bot lane.
We've seen, you know, every once in a while you get these magic damage, you know, carries is what they call them. They used to be like marksmen rather. They used to be AD carries, but then you saw a little bit of magic stuff. So we can't call them AD carries anymore because that's attack damage. But yeah, okay. So it looks like it was a champ issue. So we'll have to repick. Yeah, no big deal.
That's all right. All good. Yeah. It's part of the process, part of the good. But I'm very excited to see, because this is going to be the third and fourth place game for you, ladies and gentlemen. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken here, that T Area is going to be the third seed, making their way back all the way from their pretty great climb here. 2-0ing every single other person, and Duel going to be meeting the same fate here, being the fourth seed. So it's going to be very interesting to see who's going to come out on top. Very even matches. We saw a great 2-0 in grand finals there for Lincoln, coming out on top of Dakota Valley. So I'm going to be excited to see if we can see some similar plays there in terms of the team synergy and just the very nice coordination that we've been seeing the entire past day of League of Legends here.
Right. I find it kind of funny that the seeding seems to be very accurate with this bracket, because we've got the third and fourth seed playing in the third and fourth match. So, yeah, I guess predictions have been. I guess the group stages led into the bracket very accurately with this, but. Third, fourth place match, people may think that it's not something to get as excited about, but it really is. I mean, this is still a battle for the podium, right? This is still a bronze still gets you on the stage, so there is a lot to be playing for. And honestly, just to make top 4 in a tournament like this is a pretty great accomplishment across the board. Yeah. So I think all the players can feel proud about where they've gotten so far. And then you've got this extra bonus of being able to claim a top 3 spot through this match. So it should be a pretty good one.
Exactly. And I believe there was also the past 8 weeks leading up to this of making sure you can get that record to go into state finals as well, which is a feat in of its own right. I mean, you have to compete with the top 8 best teams, so it's going to be very fun to see. And I do think that we're going to be swapping accounts real quick, because it seems like word of mouth is we need Jinx on the field, and Blue Essence is a hot commodity in this time of day, 2025. The taxes they're starting to get to us. The Blue Essence not going to be able to escape those. So,
yeah, I think for sure. And Jinx, with the Arcane show coming out fairly recently, so hot right now. Everyone loves Jinx. Yep,
that is true. I mean, she is a very nice ADC. I'm gonna be real. She's very fun.
She's been that way since she came out. Like I remember when that champion was launched, it was like such a big deal that you could change your weapon, from the chain gun to the rocket launcher, and kind of have that adaptability. That's something that seems kind of like mundane in League of Legends now, because so many champions that come out now have such complicated kits. But like, she was revolutionary for the day when she came out. And fun fact, the animation, the music video animation that they did to introduce her way back when she was released as a champion, was the first collaboration between the Riot and the studio that would go on eventually to animate Arcane. So there's a fun historical fact for you.
Maybe that's why they have some, emotional attachment to Jinx, being that, the first time they worked on that
might be part of it.
Company. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jinx and Vi were like the dual releases back then, where it's
I remember that. Yeah, because were they introduced as sisters?
They were, yeah. They've always been sisters in the lore. They've always had that kind of like, we're related, but we've got this antagonistic relationship too, where Vi is more on the Piltover side, and Jinx is a little bit more on the Zaun side. But and it wasn't as well defined back then, but that relationship was kind of there from the beginning.
Give it a couple years and a couple $1 million for a wonderful animated show, and you might start to see that relationship build a little bit more.
More than a couple million, maybe.
Yeah, tens. Who's to say, really?
More than tens. I mean, like it's the most expensive animated show ever made, actually.
Wait, really?
The stats on that, yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
It is, yeah. So we're going through the picks again here that we saw a little bit earlier. But yeah, it's gonna be. It should go a little bit quicker this time, and hopefully everybody's got the champions they need on the account.
Right. All good and fun though. You gotta keep them on your toes. You never know what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And maybe they just needed a skin.
Yeah, we've heard it. You hear like icing the kicker in football. And maybe this is something. No, it's not. I'm just kidding. But yeah, we should get through it quickly here. I used to play Xerath support because you could just you could just poke and be annoying. I played a lot of weird supports though.
I know you're a Blitzcrank fanatic yourself.
Blitzcrank is absolutely my favorite champion in the game, and has been for over a decade at this point. So, yeah, it's just so much fun to just get the grab and set up some plays for your opponents, and maybe some plays for yourself. Steal a kill here and there.
Maybe
get some gold for you. But yeah, there's the Caitlyn and there's the Seraphine pick. That looks like a much more normal bot lane. And Nautilus Jinx, it might be swapped in the thing here, but that's still going to be the appropriate bot lane. And yeah.
Okay, this is looking a bit more realistic as to what we're going to be seeing. The Caitlyn and Seraphine, though, on the same side, though, is not something I would be expecting. A very poke-heavy side for T area, as I'm pretty sure Caitlyn has the highest range that she can poke through in the entire roster. Seraphine being able to back that up with a lot of her stuns and just mobility is great. I'm very excited to see how this bot lane is going to be playing out because Nautilus is going to be looking for these hooks. It's going to be very interesting to see.
Well, you've got kind of a couple different things going on, right? Where the team on the left here has a composition that's going to be, very, very strong as the game goes on. We talked about some of those scaling champions, and that may be the reason why they had banned a lot of them, because they want to be the team that scales, right? They want to maybe play it a little bit safer in the early game, fight mostly for objectives, and then late game just have this unstoppable level of power. And on the other side of things, we have a team that's really kind of designed well to get some of those picks, right? Graves is good at jumping out in lane and helping his champions get a couple kills here and there. And then you've got the grabs from Nautilus and things where Nautilus grabs somebody, you do some damage, and then you've got the long range of Jinx and Xerath to finish them off as they try to get away, right? And add to that, too, that Nasus can just kind of wade in and be the distraction in a team fight. You've got a pretty decent pick and sort of team fighty composition on that side. So I would imagine we're going to want to see the right side team, and forgive me for not having the names off the top of my head. Is it dual on the right? Does it match?
Yeah, it is dual for you. You got it.
All right, just wanted to make sure the graphic was matched. I didn't want to get it wrong. But yeah, it looks like Duel wants to fight a little bit earlier, probably, see if they can get a couple kills to get things rolling, and then kind of snowball that into a win, whereas TAHS on the left side of your screen is going to want to play a little bit safer, longer game.
Yeah, for
sure. At least that's my predictions based on the team comp. So we'll see how it goes.
Who am I to discredit you in your predictions? Oh, wise Oracle.
Hey, I was play-by-play, though, so don't trust my analysis too much,
Oh, okay, I see. I mean, I'm excited to see if we're going to be trying to get those fights, maybe in bottom of Tribush, if we might be able to just kind of put all of our cards in the one area, maybe just have full send it, have all four of us go into that bottom lane Tribush and try to get a pick on maybe this Caitlyn Seraphine is my best guess of what we might be seeing. But I'm going to be honest, I'm very curious of how this Gwen and Viego, because I don't think they're more on the defensive side. They're more just able to dish out that damage, quite similar to Graves and Nasus, if correct me if I'm wrong.
Very much. I mean, Nasus, it depends on how you build him, right? Nasus can have just a lot of magic damage, but you can also build him to be a little bit more tanky. And that's going to be my guess, just based on the other champions that Duel's picked here. But you're going to have to be careful early on if you're the Nasus in lane. If you push too far forward, yeah, the Viego's going to pop out of a brush somewhere, and then Gwen's going to be able to dash in and do a lot of damage too. So the Nasus is going to need to play a little bit safe early in that top lane, while Graves goes around and maybe helps some of the other lanes get some early kills.
Right. And then we aren't even talking about the Nautilus just being able to absolutely cause so much havoc down in the bot lane, because we are going to be trying to play from a distance, like I said before, with the Caitlyn and Seraphine. But he gets one grab, one of those hooks, and you're looking to spell disaster on the side of T area. So we're going to have to be very careful on our positioning and make sure that we don't overextend. But as we are getting down here in Summoner's Rift for you, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be seeing who is going to be taking that third place trophy for this Esports State Tournament. I'm very excited to see what we have in store for us today. As we are getting in the game on Summoner's Rift, we're seeing nice item purchases. All right.
Yeah, that's right. And we have, again, dual varsity on the right, Tia Area High School on the blue side here, and everyone's spreading out. I mean, looks like a pretty widespread initially from TAHS, as they're not interested in doing any team fighting early, but a little bit of an invade coming in from the red side, maybe. See if they can catch anyone.
It looks like they're going to be playing very safe. Mel and co are going to just be trying to hide, but this is exactly what I was predicting. Try to get all four of them. Oh, great heavens. We're going to have to back up. Seraphine and Caitlyn are not wanting to catch anytime soon. We get the hook on that.
All right, got the flash out of the Seraphine early on. Vanessa having to burn that to get away. Oh, but that's a lot of damage. Flash over the wall from Mr. Stick as well, nearly giving up first blood to TAHS. That was a risky maneuver, and that's what happens, Lefevre, whenever you try for those invades. You really got to be ready to just do your damage and get out, because if you're like the Nautilus and you walk a little bit too far forward, you might end up being the one that gives that first blood gold over instead.
We were able to realize that, though, and pull back as much as we could, which I do respect the Nautilus for being able to, realize, oh, wait, I'm in the middle of a blood war. Maybe I should back up.
I want to be here.
But yeah, for sure. It can be very scary, but great stuff on him for being able to back up. But that invade on Tribush, very scary. But we are not going to be able to see much, though. But we do get the flash on Mel, which is going to be very important, as I think we might be seeing that come to fruition a little bit later, as Xerath can play a little bit more aggressive now, knowing that they don't have a way out.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, 2 flashes have to be burned on the blue side, and so that's going to be lanes that are a little bit more vulnerable to ganking from the jungler, at least until those flashes come back up again in a minute or two. But, the thing is that invade did cost Duel a little bit as well, because that meant a slower jungle start for a Sketty Noodle on the Graves, right? As he didn't quite have the help with the red buff right off the bat, so that means that Jax on the Viego is going to have a little bit quicker start in the jungle and going to be able to start to pressure those lanes a little bit earlier too.
Right, great stuff. I'm wondering to see how we're going to be able to capitalize off of that late start, because right now, CS, it's already, it literally just started, but we are seeing T-Area take the lead here a little bit.
Ratcat, be careful. Wow, Mr. Stick he is an aggressive Nautilus. Your AD carry has like 2 HP and you're going in? Bro. Okay. No.
Maybe he just trusts it.
I guess so. I mean, his aggression was rewarded as Bubbler actually walked a little bit too close to that turret there and took a lot of unnecessary damage. And that's going to force it back too. So honestly, it was looking like TAHS had a nice start in lane, being able to force the AD carry on the other side to back. But that turret damage is going to make both AD carries go back. And we're going to end up fairly even at the end of the day.
Right. I'm very excited to see whether or not... Ooh, we're coming in here hot in top lane right now. Gwen going to have to back off.
Yeah. And I mean, it seems like Sketty Noodle on the Graves needed to do something like that. You look at the CS between the Gwen and the Nasus, and obviously the Gwen is going to be able to really bully that Nasus early on. And that's the one lane that's going to be kind of, you would think would be pretty uneven to begin with, again, because of the Gwen, because of the pressure of the Viego. But, if Weird Stick just plays safe, doesn't give up any kills, that's the type of champion that can come back and be very strong late game. So you got to play the long game here,
Definitely. I mean, like you said earlier, before we got into Summoner's Rift here, Nasus is a bit more of a builder. We're going to have to scale over time. So I like that we're able to just back off and just wait for the right time to strike here.
That's the idea. Oh, okay. All right.
Ooh.
There's a flash from Ratcap. That's a flash from Jax as well. The Viego coming down to try to get that kill. Oh, and he manages to finish it off. First blood going over to TAHS. And that's a really nice one to be able to get that on your AD carry, get that on the Caitlyn, and buff up your, I shouldn't say AD carry anymore. That's not the right term, but on your carry to get, even more damage, even more poke going. Great start for the blue team.
Maybe we should just call them glass cannons from now on, because I feel like most of them, if not all of them, are just frail.
Yeah, that can be true, but then sometimes you have people try to play Jax in the bot lane. He was originally supposed to be a bot lane carry.
Wait,
and he
really?
was for a long time. Yeah,
interesting.
For sure. He wasn't a jungler
Very
until
aggressive, dude.
2 years ago.
Mr. Stick.
Yeah, I mean, they feel the need to come in and try to push out the other lane to try to, even up the CS a little bit maybe. But I think at this point, you play a little bit safe. The good news for Red side, for Duel, is that their mid lane is catching up now in CS. Big Stick was behind for a little while on the Xerath and now has caught up to within 10. So you're getting there.
Right, for sure. Can't let them get too far ahead, because whenever we're losing a little bit in bot lane, we can always hopefully rely on our teammates to get up in mid lane. Try to find that advantage in some way, shape, or form. Whenever you're losing, you're going to be trying to be taking in some aspect.
Yeah, I got to do something, right? But
right,
man, Jerry Cycle? I'm terrible. Random
Jerry Sickle. Jerry Sickle.
Jerry Sickle. Oh, that makes way more sense. Jerry Sickle. There we go.
Maybe he's on a bike. Maybe he's a big fan.
Maybe Jerry Cycle. I don't know. Jerry Sickle. Sure. This Gwen again. Is just going to be bullying this top lane for a while. Yeah. And all right. That's a lot of aggression here. Mr. Sick comes in, hits the W for the slow on Bubbler. Bubbler running away. It's a lot of damage from Ratcat, actually. Does Ratcat have the ultimate? Not quite.
Not
yet, it looks like. No, he does have it online. So, or no, not level 6 yet. So if that had been the case, then maybe we would have seen a kill there. But just, again, a lot of aggression early on in lane.
Super Mega Death Rocket's going to have to take the hold for a little bit here. But what I really want to pay attention to right now is this Viego going to try to force something here with these Void Grubs, just taking him over. Sketty backing off.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Blue has the initiative, right? I mean, they were able to get the faster start in the jungle. They were able to get that first blood gold, and that has added up to a situation where Jax versus Sketty Noodle is definitely going to go the Jax way for a while, at least.
For sure. Another big thing that I want to point out to all of our viewers right now is Mel is low-key bullying this Xerath in mid lane. Mel is being, she's one of the newer champs, so maybe we're a little bit more overtuned, but we're doing a great job of it. Viego coming in here.
Yeah, just again, doing what he can to help Jerry Sickle force the Weird Stick to back up and just play under turret. A little bit harder to get the CS there. And so again, just trying to get that Gwen ramped up here. A turret shot taken, but it's not a big deal. Gwen can kind of shrug one of those off at least.
Oh, everyone gets their one.
Sure. It does more damage over as it goes on if it works like it used to, which it may not. So I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure.
Probably does.
Okay. Seraphine getting a nice root, not be able to capitalize off it too much.
Yep. I'm waiting too for a Big Stick to go back and buy. You can see they've never gone back. So once they pick up some items, it should get a little bit more even in the mid lane. Flash from Vanessa again to escape this aggression.
Okay, very nice. This Jinx playing very cautious right now for the most part.
Yeah, and they should be. They really should be because your team's a little bit behind, down by about 2K gold at 8 minutes in the game is a little bit concerning, but it's nothing that can't be overcome with some good team moving. Whoa, that is a bold move from Mr. Stick. He's going in, but he's got the jungle support there. There's a knockup with the ultimate, and now perhaps Sketty Noodle can come in and get the finishing damage, and he does. So that does help. That is exactly the play that Duel needed to get back in this one, especially with the opportunity to maybe think about going for a dragon here in the next minute or two.
We might be able to find it here. I love that we were able to force down that 1v3 situation and be able to, even when we were down, try to find a way to take it in our favor. I love seeing that, and I cannot wait to see if we can force more situations like that. But it does look like this Graves is rather eager to get this Drake underway.
I think they probably should. They're not doing it right now, and already we do see the blue team at full strength again. So okay, never mind. Sketty Noodle's doing it. If you look at the mini map right now, looks like he has started it. Jax though encroaching. It's not on your screen right now, but it might be in the near future. Nice slow from Ratcat though, just trying to buy some time, but that doesn't look like that's the case. Ooh. Wow. Okay, Jax comes in, forces the flash for Mr. Stick. He can't escape though, as Ben09 comes in and claims the kill, and always nice to get those kills on your mid laner.
Great stuff. I love how we were able to get that Viego Jax to come in and help out when we needed to. Again, this communication, this teamwork, I'm loving what I'm seeing, but we thought that Duel is going to be able to get that Drake, but it's looking like T-Area is going to be coming in, getting it nice and swiftly here. This Jinx is not going to have too much time to steal it. There we go. Viego taking it out. Nice movement speed buff there.
I mean, this game has been all T-Area high school so far. They've had the edge pretty much the entire time, and I thought maybe if Duel went for the dragon right away after that kill, they might have been able to sneak it, but they waited a little bit, and that was just enough time for Blue to regroup and handle it. And if you think about it, a lot of this goes back to that very first move in the game that Duel did with that invade, and how poorly that ended up going. That set them behind, and to T-Area's credit, they've done a great job of capitalizing on that.
Right, I love that we were able to keep this momentum going, but there is still time for Duel to come back. We do have another wave of Void Grubs here. I'm pretty sure Jax was the one being able to get the first round, so we're going to be trying as hard as we can to not let T-Area get all 6 here.
Mm-hmm. You can see Jerry Sickle going in and really quick grabbing another turret plate, so a little bit more gold there for blue team, for the top laner in particular. But have they pushed too far, though, as Sketty Noodle comes in? A lot of damage here with the ultimate as well, ready to go. And will he go for it? Yes, there it is. Oh, he hits, but it doesn't quite have enough damage to finish off Jerry Sickle. But you know what? That's okay, because we're going to turn around and maybe stop all these Void Grubs from taking if you can get there in time.
Right, maybe.
Maybe
we did
not.
Put the fear.
Yikes.
At the very least, we forced Gwen to recall, but it's looking rather dire.
No.
We're going to need a backup here.
Oh, no.
A little bit of an overextension, a little bit of a blunder.
I mean, I think Sketty Noodle's doing what he can, right? He's like, oh, no, they're, I couldn't get the kill. I got to try to stop them from taking some of the Void Grub gold, but couldn't do that either. And then really nice rotation by Ben09 to come up into that upper mid lane or upper river, rather, to try to get that kill, and he does. So, yeah, Ben09, 2 kills on that Mel is definitely something to be a little bit concerned about.
For sure. Seraphine going strong here.
That's right. Will it be enough to pick up a kill? Ooh, it's very, very close. Shield
Jinx is forced to flash.
Yeah. Was that a barrier on the Jinx? I'm looking now, or is that the exhaust? I can't quite tell. Let me see.
I couldn't tell either.
Might be. I'm kind of swapping between screens here to get the best view.
All good. Gwen is causing havoc right now, cutting down Weird Stick to size. Does get it.
Yep, and that's one that Jerry Sickle's been waiting for a long time, and major credit to their poise to just be like, all right, not time yet, I'll get there. And they do. Xerath, though, pops the ultimate. That's a lot of damage coming in from all the way down in the middle of the top jungle there, but doesn't quite have the damage to get the kill on Jerry Sickles. But it was close, They tried.
Very close, but not quite yet. We are seeing quite a massive gold lead here, almost 5K. The CS is going to be contributing to it massively right now.
Yeah, 1 Cloud Drake taken as well. I mean, like I said, it's all blue team, but that said, Jax has to pop over the wall there. Manages to get out. Okay. Using the ultimate.
We're going to try and force in here. Garen being rather aggressive.
Graves, yeah, a little bit of damage onto Jax. Wow, yeah, and with the combo at the ultimate, that's going to be enough right there. But has gone too far. Looks like that might be the case. Another kill coming in maybe for Red. All right, yeah, okay. Here we go. And so Ben09 drops. Unfortunately, it's the support Mr. Sick to get the kill. You'd rather have that gold on your carry, but I think you're going to be happy to catch up any way you can right now. And so that gold lead has definitely been cut a little bit in the last minute now.
Very nice. Kill lead also being cut down to size.
Uh-oh. No ultimate for Weird Stick. Can't.
Gwen, gonna try to move up here. No, He gets the turret. He does get the turret. But, for a second, a little bit of overextension there is the name of the game right now.
Yep. Speaking of extending, going to go in. Nice ultimate there from Mr. Stick. Gets 2 knockups there. Sketty Noodle always seems to be around to try to add that damage, but no real danger of kills here from Red Side without that ultimate on the Graves. That said, oh no, Jerry Sickle just walks up and cuts down Weird Stick. And yeah, I mean, that Nasus just can't step anywhere near the Gwen right now. Jerry Sickle's just way too strong at this point.
Right, we got a nice bounty on that Gwen, but dude, the CS lead alone is crazy. We have the items already built. This Gwen is looking rather dangerous.
Now, it's not impossible for a duel to come back in this game, but I think it would have to take a pretty big mistake on the side of a T-Area high school to enable that. There'd have to be like a really bad team fight. And then Duel would have to capitalize with some good objectives here. Oh, no, if Rat Cat goes down here, and he does, the ace in the hole, finishing it off for Bubbler, that's a problem. Looks like, though, okay, Ben 10 dropping again. So, the mid lane giving up a couple, but I'm right now, Lefevre, very worried about, nice shutdown by a Big Stick. Okay. That's actually big. That's a lot
huge.
Of gold.
We got that bounty.
Yeah, that's right. I'm still worried about the damage that this Gwen can do. That Jerry Sickle is huge right now, but Big Stick is definitely going to be able to put that gold to use.
Amazing work of being able to get that snipe. But like you said, Doa, I mean, no one can take this damage. These scissors need to be dulled, but we don't have a great answer of finding out how.
Yeah, these are not safety scissors, man.
Not at all. Don't not give these to your kid.
This is not arts and crafts. This is some serious stuff.
Okay, we do have Drake. We might be trying to contest it here a little bit. I know this Nautilus is eyeing it.
Yeah, I mean, you want to try to take it, but it's just so dangerous to put yourself in a situation where you're going to be team fighting right now as Duel. They just do not have the strength to go toe-to-toe at the moment in the game. If you could maybe get a pick, though, and that's what Mr. Stick is looking for. I think it's smart to see if you can maybe get a pick. If you can win a 5v4. I don't think you can win a 5v5 on Duel side. That is a long-range hook. Can the damage come in time to make this a clean one?
Didn't look like it.
Quite. Wow, and I was wondering if Ratcat would throw the ultimate out there. I think there might have been enough damage at this point, but deciding not to. Looking back at the items of Ratcat, that Jinx, might not have had the damage, so probably good to save that there. Mr. Stick, though, he only knows one direction, and it's towards the opponent.
Buddy is trying to instigate as much as possible, but Jerry Sickle, in terms of all of this chaos going in the bot lane, is going to pick up that Herald. A huge advantage on the side of T area now.
Yeah, seriously. And so it's now the question is, how do you capitalize on this, right? With the Rift Herald, you can kind of pick a lane to push. You can just drop it in mid lane. Oh, that's exactly what they did. Yeah, just drop it in mid lane. And then that lets you rotate down to take the dragon while they're dealing with the Rift Herald. Ooh, I don't know about this, though. Jax going in way too deep and paying for it as Sketty Noodle gets another one. Now, they're still going to be able to take this turret out. It looks like Jerry Sickle's going to get that. Yeah, will he be able to escape? Sure he will. It's Glenn, or it's Gwen, rather. No. Ooh. All right. I was not expecting him to turn around and go back in there. That was an interesting decision. That said, this does give Duel an opportunity to grab this Drake, and that's pretty huge.
What are we seeing, Doa? A complete turn of the cards. Duel's back in it.
Yeah. Oh, and we're gonna go for the Chem Drake world. It looks like. Okay. So it's this is League of Legends, right? Where you can have all the advantages in the world, and then a couple little missteps, and it turns around. Now, I don't think it's turned around completely. T Area High School still with a big lead in this game, but you really got to be careful about making little errors like that, because the game isn't over. I mean, if Duel bides their time, waits it out, takes some intelligent fights, this one could still go their way.
One of the big things that I'm noticing right now is Viego. We need to stop being able to go in with thinking we're going to be able to survive with a full health bar, and it just being cut in size rather quickly.
Speaking of being cut down to size.
Yeah, this Gwen, a monster of a unit. Forcing a 2v1 here, that's what I like to see.
Yeah, I mean, the Wither was a nice slow from Weird Stick just to get away and give Sketty Noodle time to come back in, because you remember we talked about early in the game where that Graves Sketty Noodle couldn't go toe-to-toe with the Viego. Well, things have changed a lot. Sketty Noodle has a 4-2-2 stat line versus the 0-2-3 stat line for Jax, so that's a lot more gold, a lot more power on the side of that Graves, and I think Jax needs to respect that. We've seen them going into the jungle pretty deeply and paying for it now, and it's time to admit that you were ahead in the jungle, but you are now behind, and you need to kind of play that way.
And I think that's what Jax is going to be trying to do. Yeah, just like you said, playing a little bit safer here. CS still highly in favor of this T area team, especially with mid lane and bot. But
you get to the point. Yeah, and you get to the point in the game where the CS, it doesn't matter quite as much when everybody's kind of got items at that point. Everybody's got, a good amount of their power. It really the turrets are really kind of the big thing now, and what you're seeing on the side of Duel is that they haven't taken a single one quite yet. Speaking of dueling, we got something going down in the bottom lane, and Ratcat in big trouble. Yeah, Vanessa manages to get a bloodthirsty support kill there, and Mr. Stick on the run. Sketty Noodle comes in, but I don't think he can save the support. I think he just needs to call this one a loss and get out. Yep, that's what they'll have to do.
That's exactly what we see, Doa. Very nice picks and great use of teamwork in overextensions from Duel is going to lead them to pick up 2. Both bot laners going to be down. We could be trying to push here since they're both down, but it's seeming like we're going to try to hold down the fort with this Graves.
Yeah, I mean, they really do have to put a lot of their hope in a Sketty Noodle here on the Graves. And I want to draw your attention, too, to the mini-map on the bottom right portion of the screen. If you notice, there's not a lot of wards for red team there. So they don't really have a lot of vision just beyond the river outside of what the minions can show them. So it's really, really dangerous to step foot in and past the river right now for duel. And every time they do that, unless they've got some wards coming in, you don't know what you're running into. You can see, too, as T pushes up here, they're putting wards in the brush. They're making sure that they claim vision as they push forward and claim space. And that's the thing you need to do if you want to keep pushing those objectives.
Right, Seraphim's been doing a great job. Not really like paying attention to it until right now. Seraphim's been doing a great job of being able to place down these wards. Otacam being in contention right now between Gwen and Gnosis. That's going to be a very big tide turner right now.
Yeah, could be. I feel like, though, Weird Stick just, again, there's not a lot that they can do against this Gwen. Jerry Sickle's given up a couple kills that maybe they shouldn't have, but the power has not been diminished that much. That Gwen is still ultra scary. Weird Stick, though, he's going to go for it. There's the Wither, the slow, and that's going to let Sketty Noodle catch up here. Oh, my gosh, that's a lot more damage than I expected to come out of Weird Stick there. Never mind. Okay. I think I'm not going to say the tides have turned, but I am going to say Jerry Sickle needs to be a little bit more careful here. Wow.
Right. We did also try to take that fight at half health. We need to be wary of, Sked Noodle's here. We might want to back off here.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, sometimes you get a lead in a game of League of Legends and you get kind of those like big eyes where you're like, oh my gosh, we can go for it, right? But the game's not over till it's over. And if you start to push a little bit too far, if you start to kind of like overestimate your power in these skirmishes, you can pay for it, right? Because we talked earlier that although T area high school has the stronger late game composition, I believe, there's still a lot of just burst damage power on the side of duel.
For sure.
So you got to respect that as they get stronger and stronger.
That is what we're seeing right now. Graves trying to start something here on the side of duel, flashing in.
Oh,
Viego, get out of there, brother.
Yeah, Sketty Noodle goes for the ult over the wall, doesn't quite get the kill though. Oh, manages to come down and get another one anyway, though, and meanwhile, turret's falling, and who's going to take this one? I think it's going to be Duel, actually. Oh, my goodness. All right, what? Ben 9 claiming 1 on the Graves. Nice to get the shutdown on Sketty Noodle there, but I don't know if I chase this. Yeah, I think you got to let him go. Oh, no, you should have let him go.
We found out what happened.
Yep, that's a double kill for Ben09, and that gets that Mel right back into it. That's a lot of gold again going over to T area. I thought, for a second maybe Duel had a chance to swing this one, but I think it's still looking pretty good for T area high school at the moment. Although that's a lot of turret damage, Jerry.
Yeah,
Jerry Sickle, come on, dodge. It's time to play some Dance Dance Revolution. Gets out.
He's backing up here.
Yep.
On a sliver of health, we're going to need to find a bush and recall ASAP. We're going to try to chase down this Gwen as much as we can, but we have so many towers being claimed throughout all these fights. Caitlyn doing a great job of being able to push as many towers. I think mid lane and bot lane are just ravaged on the side of T area, doing a great job of capitalization.
Yeah, Caitlyn takes down those towers so fast. As the champion gets some items here. And it looks like they're going to get another Drake as well. Get the first Chem Drake of the game. That said, it looks like Duel is approaching. The Nautilus going in here. Vanessa very, very low. Has to get out on that. So that, all right, that's a problem. Sketty Noodle coming in, gets one, gets taken out in exchange, though. Really, both teams kind of trading. Kills Jerry Sickle on the run here. Nice pick by Big Stick there. Ratcat actually picking that one up. And in the end, it looks like, wow, the fight going the way of Duel. Interesting. Okay, I think that was just a really great engage by Mr. Stick. He uses the ultimate there on Bubbler 21, but I think you back off. Yeah, don't fight this anymore. There you go. This is the right move.
We've learned.
That's right. Yeah, you got the kills. Now you got to push some objectives. Go push mid lane. Go push, I guess top lane is push. Bottom lane has a turret. I think you go for that mid lane turret here.
Yeah.
After you push the lane up a little bit.
I feel like bot lane is just so much there's so much more to be done there that it's going to be hard to come back now. We might as well push where we can, have a little bit of an easier time, and I think that's what this Xerath is going to be thinking as well.
Yeah, Xerath getting pretty strong at this point. Mr. Stick has been a really fun player to watch, a support player after my own heart, only knowing one word in the whole strategic dictionary, and that word is aggression. And, it can be a double-edged sword, but they've put it to great use so far in the latter half of the game.
Exactly, Noah. We're seeing Mel going for the teleport in on mid lane, trying to protect as much as we can. Gwen and Viego going to be trying to get this Baron. What about contention here?
That is a brave move. I would think at this point what you're probably going to be doing is just dropping some wards in the Baron pit and watching for someone trying to sneak it maybe.
Right, waiting.
Yeah, I mean, these two teams, we've gotten to the point where it's, we're in the 40,000s in gold, right? So the team power is going to be fairly even. Oh, no, and this is what you need. Catching people out like that. Sketty Noodle goes down. Meanwhile, it's a 2v2 in the bot lane, and no one's around to try to help out. Nice ultimate from Ratcat. Woo, from downtown. Jerry Sickle still pushing this top lane, but I think he got to back away. Yeah, Duel's just a little bit too well positioned at this point to fight this. And now if Jerry Sickle goes down, this could be a Baron opportunity for Duel.
Great use of that Super Mega Death Rock to get that pick. We got two of T-Area's players down right now. Mel, I think we're going to be trying to meet their fate. Dude, this stick is aggressive.
That's right. Oh, but that's a lot of turret damage. Oh, Bubbler manages to claim one from beyond the grave as Mr. Sick goes down to the turret here. Ratcat, though, that's really unfortunate, actually. The minion wave just pushing in a way that they weren't able to quite finish off that turret. Maybe I think if they would have rotated up instead of and gone for Baron instead of going for the turret, they might have been able to claim that. But as is, no objectives able to be taken out of those little skirmishes. And maybe you get the top turret now. Okay, they might barely squeak out the top turret here.
You're right. Or bottom turret. Coming in clutch here.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
There you go. All right.
That's why she talks to the guns. Make sure she treats them well.
Yeah, I'm concerned, though, this is going to end up being another kill on the other side, though. Yeah.
We might be seeing that.
Yeah, easy burst from Jax there on the Viego. And so you paid for that turret, but if you can get one in mid lane, all right. So turrets now pretty even up. Just that top lane tier 2 turret in favor of blue team at the moment. But here comes Weird Stick on that Nasus, and Nasus is one of those champions. I talked about playing safe in the early game because when you go late like this, you just get to be this unstoppable juggernaut, and that's kind of the place where Nasus is in, where, Nasus can just carry an entire game if they get enough items, if the game goes long enough. We're close to that, I think.
We definitely are, Doa, and we are seeing a little bit of a gold lead still, but we're having a hard time keeping the rest of the leads coming in from T area right now. We're going to be trying to push down this Baron right now. So much contention on it. Every person on the map right now is going to be rotating in, going for a big team fight here.
Right. Man, I mean, both of these teams need to be so careful here. The tension is high at this point in the game because you've got kind of that equivalent strength. The picks are so important. Nobody can afford to get out of position because a 5v4 is not something that you're going to want to fight if you're the team with 4 people. And are they going to start this Baron? I feel like at this point, if you start a Baron, it's only to bait the other team in unless you catch them way out of position where they can't fight that. And I think they did. I think T did it. They found an opportunity where they spotted a bunch of players from Duel down on the bot side of the map, and they are just going for this Baron. Oh, my goodness. And I don't even know. Duel doesn't even know this is happening. Now they do because the Baron just died, and they got that notification. But that is a scary moment.
No way we get the Otacon, too.
I think they're going to, yeah.
I mean, Duel's going to try to capitalize off of it and get the Drake down in bot side as well, but it might be too little too late. Jerry Sickle going to be very powerful here with the rest of the crew. Woo, Baron and Otacon.
Yeah, and so, okay, all right. So the response from Duel is to just push right down mid lane. And the thing is that I think if T-Area just goes mid and defends this, then they can win a team fight, just keep pushing. But, okay, so I think the thought was maybe we can sneak an inhibitor. Not the case, though. They do get that tier 2 turret, though, so mid lane a little bit more open. The question is, all attention on blue team. How can they capitalize on this Baron buff for the time they have it?
I think we're going to be seeing a little bit of a push here ourselves. We're maybe inspired by Duel's bravery to get that turret, so why not respond to the exact same way, but with a little bit more oomph with the Baron buff coming in hot here. We also have the Grubs, keep in mind, and we cannot forget the Otacon buff of being able to get that free respawn once we hit 0 health. I'm thinking we're going to be rather powerful here.
Yep, I'm thinking you're right. You gotta engage well, though. I mean, that Nautilus presents a lot of engage if the Nasus wades in, which is exactly what's happening. You don't want to get near Weird Stick. There's the ultimate. He's huge physically. He's going to back away, though. That's a lot of damage, though, coming in. Ben09 gets one onto the Nasus, and now with that 5v4 in their favor, make it a 5v3. This is going to be inhibitor. This might be the game, Wyatt.
This is insane work left and right. People are falling. We're able to get one. The Otacon buff going to be saving Mel here.
Yep. And this is definitely going to be inhibitor turret down. Almost certainly going to be inhibitor down. And look at that, 46 seconds on Big Stick to wait. Mr. Stick, a lot of sticks over on that side of things, but they're all broken sticks now, as it looks like blue team T Area High School moving in for the kill here in game number 1. I don't know. I'm not sure if Duel can hold them off. There goes the second Nexus turret, and now you just right-click the Nexus, and you type GG because that is it. Game 1 is going to go over to T Area High School.
Garen was forced to just watch as Sketty Noodle was able to just witness the fall of that kingdom. But a very nice use of momentum there from T-Area. I love that we were able to just full send it with all of our buffs stacked up, all of the momentum that we've been carrying on for the past 5 minutes, just going straight for the end of the game. I love that we saw that outcome. Very great stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw T-Area really kind of get it together a little bit in the latter half of the game, right? Where first part of the game, you get that early lead, kind of overextend a little bit. Duel gets back into it, and then T-Area says, all right, we need to chill out. We need to remember that it's an objective-based game. We need to push intelligently, and they do that and close well. So, good first game there for T-Area. I feel like Duel had a chance. I think this game number 2, sure. you maybe think about not going for the invade. I would say it is a best of 3. Is this best of 3 or best of 1?
This is best. This is best of 3.
Okay,
best of 3.
I thought so.
No
for
worries.
A second there, I was like, oh no, if it's a best of 1, then that's
the curtains. Curtains are not closing quite yet, Doa. But
right,
ours might be a little bit here as we head into a break. As we get ready for game number 2 here, folks. Do not go anywhere. The action has just started. Game number 2 will be delivered right after this break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the South Dakota High School Activities Association Esports State Tournament for 2025. I'm your host, Fever, joined by Doa, as we are getting ready and roaring for game number 2 of this third place finals match.
Yeah, I'm hyped. The teams are on the opposite sides now. Blue and red have been reversed, so that means we've got T-Area High School, the winners of game number 1, on the right side of the screen on the red team, and then Duel will be on the left side on the blue team right now. And you can see Duel not having a ton of fun with that Viego in game number 1. They're going to ban it out here in game number 2, and along with the Pike, so they don't want to deal with that aggressive support. Not wanting to deal with the Jarvan either.
I'm fine banning Jarvan. I don't like that guy.
Yeah, I mean, you just never know when he's going to come in and ruin your day, right?
Right.
That ultimate, just trapping everybody in the arena is no fun.
Vigar also getting banned. I can get behind that one.
Yep, Zach as well.
Okay.
And Mordekaiser. Ooh, the Mordekaiser gets through. Okay. So, I mean, Duel's top laner seems to like these big scaling top laners, and Mordekaiser falls into that same category that Nasus does. You can do kind of similar things. So not surprised there. And Jax picking Jax. That's going to make things a little bit easier. Thank you.
For sure. Sketty Noodle's picking the Jax.
Oh, you're right. Oh, no. Jax is going to be picking the Amumu, it looks like.
Jax going to have to fight his inner demons
that's right.
and the Jinx. And the Jax, okay.
Now you must conquer yourself. Yep. All right. Well, you got Nara on the other side for T-Area. They're going to pick up the Amumu as well. Amumu has a big engage ultimate. Mel as well. So it kind of feels like a team fighting composition is coming together for T-Area here to start things off. Meanwhile, similar pick and poke from Duel, it looks like. That Xerath getting picked again, and then Mordekaiser the scaling top laner, and Jax a great aggressive pick jungler. Ooh, and the Ziggs. Okay, so instead of going for the AD carry, we're going for the AP carry. All right, the ability power carry. And so this is another one where Ziggs has that long-range ultimate that does a ton of magic damage. Big burst. Seraphine helps out with the burst a little bit too. So again, picks seem to be the order of the day for Duel. It went okay in game number 1. And again, I will say I feel like you just don't invade this time around. It's a little bit easier to invade, I think, from red side, if I remember right anyway, so they probably won't, being on blue side now. But I think if you start on more even footing than they did in game number 1, they might have a chance to tie the series up.
Specifically, with the things like the Ashe and Morgana, it might be better off to play a little bit safer, especially since you can poke so much better, rather than relying on the Nautilus just being able to grapple and cause mayhem.
Yeah, and I mean, that's fine. Like, and we saw, Mr. Stick do a good job with engaging on the Nautilus, but you really have to have the whole team in the right place to, capitalize on that. And so when you're playing those aggressive pick supports, if not everybody's on the same page, or if you get behind, those supports get like much worse. So,
right.
I think it's fine going with the Seraphine this time around, something a little bit more stable, maybe overall, a little bit more just kind of focused on supporting, which sounds ironic because you're playing support anyway, but also adding a little bit of burst damage in there too.
Because Mr. Stick is going to be the Ziggs, while Gingerbrand going to be the Seraphine. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but it does feel like we swapped kind of positions there of more so having the Ziggs be the attacker and Gingerbrand be the supporter.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Ziggs has been Ziggs was originally a mid laner when he was released, and people have kind of figured out that you can run those carries in bot lane as well. A lot of times, the AD specific champions had longer attack ranges, and so that made them a little bit better suited to be a bot lane duo kind of character because you're more focused on CSing. But nowadays people have just kind of gotten good enough that you can do that with really any champion that can have the potential to carry and get a lot of damage late game. So you see more AP stuff in the bot lane, which is weird for me. It was not like that when I casted League of Legends, but it works out these days, I guess.
As long as you have the range, magic can happen. It seems to be on Summoner's Rift nowadays. Another thing that I'm very interested to see if this Mel coming in from T-Area is going to cause as much damage as we saw last time, because character's a bit busted, gotta be honest.
I mean, she can put out a lot of damage. The shield is kind of nice too. You said there was a little bit of a reflect mechanic in that. I'm not super familiar with her kit because she's literally the newest champion in the game, and like I said,
less than a month old, but yeah.
Yeah, and I haven't been casting League of Legends for a few years, so I'm catching up here. But yeah, I mean, she seems to have everything you want kind of out of an ability power mid laner, right? Which is a good mix of defensive utility, but then just a lot of magic damage and a little bit of a bursty element too. So.
Yeah, if you want to learn with me about the Reflect, I got it pulled up right here. Rebuttal is the name of it. Forms a magical barrier around herself for a second, becoming invulnerable to non-turret damage. All hostile non-turret projectiles that collide with the barrier will be destroyed instantly, and Mel fires them back. So, very interesting ability there. I can't think of too many that work quite the same way.
Yeah, I don't recall having any actual reflects in the game before now, and I wonder too if I would imagine if you reflect the projectile, it maintains all the same sort of abilities. Like if it slows,
does, yeah.
Then that's so potentially some really kind of interesting stuff if you think about reflecting like a Jinx ultimate or something, So if it really does reflect every projectile. You got to be very careful when you're engaging on a Mel, I think.
Oh, why couldn't we see that when we had the Jinx on the field? Wait.
Yeah.
I wish we were in a different timeline.
I wonder if it reflects like an ace in the hole or something like that, because that's like a lock-on kind of thing. But I guess if it is a projectile, so it should, right? I'm curious. I'm going to have to do some Mel research now to see exactly what her kit is capable of.
Projectiles have the same features that the original ones do, but they retain a ratio of damage that the original ones would deal. And all of her damage is converted into magic damage.
Wow. Okay.
What?
Well, that is interesting. Looks like we're getting the game started here, though. Blue team running out on the map right away, and we'll see what we get out of this early game maneuvering. Again, I don't want to see too much aggression, and it looks like Duel will play things a little bit safer here now that they're over on the blue side.
Standard deletion coming in here from blue side.
Yep, just a couple wards in the river just to kind of keep an eye on where the movement is. Make sure there aren't any invades coming in. And there's that bot lane red side tri-brush that our red side duo is hanging out in.
Very nice. Because these tri-bushes are going to be very nice to control very early game, just because that's where a lot of the contention and like flanks will kind of come from, I feel like. So
yeah, and you just kind of want to know.
Nice. Yeah,
you just want to know where people are. You just want to make sure that your jungler can get a good start. You see like both bot lane duos helping their junglers start with their buffs on each side. A little bit of poke from Gnar, and
this Gnar's aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you do. I mean, you're a ranged champion versus a melee champ, essentially. And sure, Gnar, once that bar builds up, goes into Mega Gnar form, and then you're melee for a little bit. But, while you're able to poke, make the most of it. That said, if you step too far forward, you're going to take some damage from this Mordekaiser. Wow, yeah. So Jerry Sickle taking a lot of damage from this Mordekaiser.
Yeah,
oh, my gosh.
Far.
Oh, boy, yeah. You got to be a little bit more careful than that.
No, you're going to... I'm scared, man. He's giving me anxiety. You're gonna have grab here in a couple minutes, then the mental game changes drastically as overextend a little bit too far. Mordekaiser hits you with the get over here, and you're in for a world of hurt.
Yeah, Mini Gnar isn't quite as durable here.
Yeah, very squishy. Good in plush form though. I'd love to buy a Gnar plush.
Oh, there you go. There's been a lot of those over the years.
Oh, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Good contention over here. Yeah, there's that Mega Gnar.
Yep. So that's where you can just go a little bit more aggressive. You can take a couple more hits here. It looks like Teleport is the summoner beyond Flash, taken for the mid and the bot laners. So very just CS focused laning, it looks like.
For sure. I mean, there's that grab I was talking about. Ooh, there you go. Nice jump out of there.
Yeah, just on the edge of the W from Mordekaiser. That area of effect damage. And so a much quieter early game than we saw last time, huh?
Yeah. I mean, that's what we did want to see. We didn't want to see anyone overextending a bit too much, but that is going to be nice for both teams, rather. We get to just kind of build up our CS and play it out a little bit safer here. It does look like CS is leading in favor of T area, though.
Yeah, just a little bit here and there. And Jerry Sickle has to hop out again. That's
one of these days.
That's a lot of damage early, and it doesn't look like there's any consumables for the Gnar to kind of get a little bit of health back in lane. So we might have to see a back or at least some farming under turret here. Ooh, a Mumu and Jax tangling in the center of the river here. Jax in big trouble. Oh my gosh, there's a flash. He's gonna go in.
Ooh.
And actually Sketty Noodle on the Jax gets the kill, and I mean that's a dueling jungler. You do not want to run into the 1v1 as the Amumu in that situation, and so rough start for Jax, dying to Jax, played by Sketty Noodle. I know it's confusing. Just go with me on this one. It's a good thing for duel.
Amumu's gonna have another thing to cry over here, as we're gonna get set into the fountain.
Yeah,
we're gonna just try to be a little bit more careful. Like Doa said, Amumu's not really built for that 1v1.
Not at this point in the game. No, Jax is going to be winning a lot of those. And when I say Jax, I mean the champion Jax, not the person, not the player Jax who is not playing Jax. Why do they do this to us? Why do they do this to us, man?
They were in for a world of confusion there, but all good, good.
At least have to lay a ground rule that we only refer to the player name instead of the champion name when it comes to junglers.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, we'll try our best.
At least there's not a champion named Stick. We'd have our work cut out for us.
I mean, there's Fiddlesticks. So almost.
Nah, not quite. We're gonna have maybe we get a name change here.
Yeah, Inferno Drake spawns here. We'll see who makes the first move to claim that. Just looking at these team compositions again real quick. T area again has a better late game team fighting composition. Big engage with the Gnar and the Amumu. And then you've got a lot of great damage follow-up, a little bit more lockdown from Morgana support as well. So it really is all about finding good 5 versus whatever team fights for T area as the game goes on. Meanwhile, on the other side for duel, again, like I said before, doing something a little bit similar to early game where they want to find those earlier picks if they can. They want to win those smaller skirmishes and use that to take a turret or two. So we'll see which differing play style ends up triumphing here.
For sure, as we are seeing some nice lane control coming in here from the side of T area, a little bit more favorable for them. Again, good CS lead coming in from them. I'm wondering if Sketty Noodle here is going to try and start something with this Drake, but, doesn't really have the backup for it.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Sketty Noodle diving in, gets the flash out of Ben09. That's always a little bit of a win there.
That's what they're looking for.
Yeah, not much damage done, no kills, of course, but you're just happy with that. But wow, JerrySickle going in, wants to win the 1v1. He saw the jungler out of position in the mid lane, so he thinks it's the opportunity to win this one. That said, the Mordekaiser ultimate does a lot of damage, but I think it might be enough. We'll have to wait for that kill notification to come through. Meanwhile, there's the kill notification for you. Ben09 manages to find Sketty Noodle and get the kill there. Meanwhile, at least in the favor of Duel, Weirdstick managed to get out of the fight. Meanwhile,
yeah, insane work. Mel being able to pack quite a bit of damage there, and we did force that Mordekaiser Weirdstick had to back up, but JerrySickle now just going to be able to try and bully this turret a little bit.
Yeah. Gets one plate, so it's a little bit more gold here.
Very nice.
So you might not have gotten the kill, but at least you got some gold. But so far, a very even game between these two teams.
For sure. And it was the Amumu that got the grubs, correct?
I think so, but don't quote me on that. I didn't see.
Yeah, okay. We'll take her. Oh, yeah, it was.
Yep. All right, no flash for Weirdstick. But the boulder misses, and that's a turret shot. Oh, JerrySickle in big trouble now. Oh, one more turret shot. Oh, it's a trade. Yeah, he just got a little bit too close and took one more turret hit. JerrySickle really wanted the kill. I don't know if the trade was necessarily worth it, but with the CS lead, maybe he's got, you could say, a little bit of an edge in that lane.
Yeah, but Death always gotta catch up to him at some point, so Gnar did have to get the 1-1, though.
Yeah. Yep. That's how those top lane fights go sometimes.
You just go, it's worth.
Yeah, I mean, top lane has always been a bit of an island to a certain extent. You really have to be able to fight the duels and know when to stay safe, know when to be aggressive. Your jungler might show up, but you can't always count on that.
Especially when there's all these other objectives they got to worry about, and when bot lane is an entirely different world when it compares to top lane.
Right.
We are going to be seeing a little bit more progress here on these towers.
Oh my gosh, he's so aggressive.
Dude, he's wanting blood.
I mean, the thing is things are definitely in JerrySickle's favor right now. He's got the ability to be the bully in lane with the CS lead, a little bit of a golden item lead as well. So, as long as you're safe with it, as long as you don't go a little bit too far all in, as long as you're aware of where Sketty Noodle is on the map so you don't get 2v1, I think it's fine for JerrySickle to go for this. And that, you see him drop the ward there. He knows. He's like, all right, I want to make sure that I'm not going to get jumped by the jungler. This lets him continue to be aggressive in lane. No flash up, though, so I think you got to be a little bit careful.
Right. And also no teleport.
Yeah, well, I mean, the teleport's usually used to just get back to lane fast after you're back. But the flash is really the big one that you have to kind of think about as, if the jungler shows up, can you escape without the flash?
It does look like Sketty Noodle's able to get the Drake all by himself, so good lead on that mountain dragon on the side of Duel here.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what they want to do. Duel needs to get things done early. That's what their team comp is designed to do, so getting that Drake is good. It's a lot of damage from JerrySickle, but again, Weirdstick just pops the ultimate, and that's going to make him durable enough to get out. The thing is, too, is, are we going to go for this? Wow. So aggressive from JerrySickle.
We want to, but
you don't want to take turret shots, though. No.
We learned that lesson already, right, Jerry?
You'd hope so. Oh, and this is why. This is why. No flash, and you're going to pay for it. Yep. Oh, my gosh. He is so fortunate that he was able to get back to turret just in time. And that's, yeah. I mean, and Sketty Noodle committed his own flash to try to get that as well. I don't think that was necessarily a bad idea. It was very, very close. But, okay, so maybe JerrySickle has the fear of Jax put in him right now, and we'll play that top lane a little bit safer here.
We're going to have to see our own Jax and Mumu to try and help out here in the future.
Oh, speaking of
handfuls here. Yeah, here
is. Comes the other Jax coming down. There's the ultimate. Yep. Bandage wrap into the ultimate, doing a lot of damage here. The lockdown, the AoE damage is enough to get the kill, and you're going to be happy getting a kill on your jungler here, especially if you're playing, again, that scaling composition. So, yeah, nice little move in the bot lane.
That's what we like to see here. We could also try to push up here while we get the grubs on the side of Duel.
Yep. And it looks like you'll be able to get at least one, probably both, as I don't think Jerry Sickle's going to contest that. Probably should not. And, Skitty Noodle knew he was safe to go for the grubs because he saw Jax down in the bot lane. So at least this is a way where it's like, okay, well, they managed to get a kill on our support. I'm going to turn that into grubs for our side.
Right, both sides now having 3 grubs each. Very even game here. Gold lead, not that bad, all things considered.
Yeah, it's a little bit concerning that T area has been able to get this gold lead and kind of stay relatively safe. They've got 1 extra kill as well. And remember, they're the team that's probably going to be a little bit stronger in the late game when it comes down to it. So they're the team that you don't necessarily want to have a lead early because they can afford to play it a little bit more defensive, a little bit more safe, and just kind of wait for their power to grow. That said, it's not a giant lead. So, the game is far from being able to call one way or the other for sure.
Okay, we are seeing Skitty Noodle come here, put on some pressure, and this Jerry Sickle, bro.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, they knew the action was happening in the river, so he could be aggressive, and Skitty Noodle manages to take out Jax here. Oh, Ben09 gets another one. That's 2 kills for the mid laner over on T area, and that's not bad. Oh, nice little reflect there. That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
There you go.
Ben09 saving the W for just the right time.
It will be understood one day. Maybe not today, but one day.
I understand it keeps him alive, and that's the important thing.
Ooh, that Ziggs is looking for blood right now.
Yeah, I mean, if that had been the middle area of the ultimate that had struck Vanessa, that would be a dead support right now.
Okay. Yeah, this Ziggs is trying to just keep on the pressure now that Seraphine's coming back.
Yeah, Bubbler needs to be very, very careful. One more auto attack would take out that Ashe. Might be time to go back. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, let's hit the B button.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I mean, your carry is back at base right now. This is a bold move.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. This Ziggs is going to keep him off.
Can you 2v1 this bot lane? Skitty Noodle's coming down, too. I think Jax might be a little bit overeager here. I mean, you got Vanessa there, but...
It turned into a 2v1, and now it's quickly going to be a 3v1. But it looks like this Morgana here going to be trying to put on some pressure. If we get a root here, that could be huge. But
yeah. Everyone's kind of thinking about the next Drake coming up, fairly soon, too. So trying to get the wards down, trying to position for that. And now that we've hit 14 minutes into the game, too, turret plating has fallen off of the turret. So the only goal to be had is from completely taking the turret out.
Right.
Another Inferno Drake. Okay. Yeah.
That's why we're going to be seeing Jerry Sickle push up there.
Or no, that's Hex.
Knowing that his team got it in control. Skitty Noodle going to try to take this Drake.
Yeah. It used to show you like different icons when different ones popped up in the center of the screen, but I guess it just shows the same one for Drake now. So that's a Hex Tech one. And we're going to have a Cloud Arena now.
Skitty Noodle did steal that Drake, by the way.
Oh, did he? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was not paying attention.
No, you're all good.
That's huge. You're right.
Skitty Noodles will be able to get that. Very nice stuff. We have denied T area of both dragons right now.
Yeah, it's big. I mean, the steal is big, and a flash from in response for Weird Stick. Jerry Sickle manages to knock him away, but that was a close call. Uh-oh.
Right. Management of that Narbar is huge. Morgana here.
You got some supportal combat. And a flash from Gingerman.
Can Ashe snipe him out?
I mean, that's a tough one. Goes for the Ziggs. All right. Yeah, I mean,
Morgana
okay.
can.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you can be aggressive in the lane at least, and that is a nice setup for Bubbler to setting up his support, Vanessa, for a kill.
Very nice.
Yep.
Goldweed growing more and more, a little bit over 2K.
Yeah, so Mordekaiser's getting very big. Uh-oh. All right. Well, Jack's there. So Jerry Sickle trying to go for the dual engage there, but it really is a 1v1 because that Gnar cannot get anywhere close. And the damage over time finishes it off anyway. So Weird Stick getting a kill out of this no matter what. Pops the ultimate, tries to stay alive. Here comes Ben09 to secure that one. Jax manages to claim the final blow on it anyway, but Sketty Noodle trying to get a little bit of revenge for his team, going after Ben09. Meanwhile, Xerath comes in. DDR executed by Den. Oh, the last shot takes him down. Mid laner versus mid laner kill, but Sketty Noodle gets one to equalize. In the end, though, we do have a respawn already, but that fight got the kills evened up between the two teams there, so not bad for a duel at all.
That was a crucial fight, though, especially since we get to capitalize and get this top turret right now. Rift Herald is also on deck. Sketty Noodle's going to want to try to capitalize off of that.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. This is a very even game right now.
For sure.
The big difference... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm excited to see where this Sketty Noodle decides to go with the team, if we're going to just try to take out Rift Herald on our own, or if we're going to try to wait for the team to take out the objective a little bit faster so we can push somewhere else.
I think with the other jungler on the other side of the map, it's a great opportunity to take Rift Herald if you're Sketty Noodle. That seems to be what they're going for here. The big differentiating factor between these two teams, too, is the two Drakes on the side of Duel. So they have certainly put themselves in a position to tie up this series if they're able to continue executing like this.
All right, the entire tournament so far has been 2-0s. Let's see if we can break that curse here. As we do get that Sketty Noodle taking down that Rift Herald. Great stuff on the rise for a duel.
Yeah, the 3-2-1 stat line on the Jax is pretty good because, again, that's one of those champions that just becomes really, really difficult to handle the later the game goes on. This is going to be an interesting one.
For sure. We are seeing some Ziggs put on some pressure of these two while Seraphine gets back.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you have to do. At the same time, that bot lane is pushing ever further, and again, they know the junglers are not around at the moment, so that gives them the ability to push. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we have a little bit more of a skirmish here. Nice stun as Jerry Sickle throws Weird Stick into the wall, but the turret shot comes in, and that's going to be the Mordekaiser escaping to fight another day. Meanwhile, down the bot lane, Ash Arrow has to be used to keep Sketty Noodle at bay, but it doesn't matter. He's going to come in anyway, pop the W to defend against the damage here. Whacking away at Vanessa. Oh, doesn't quite get the kill. Meanwhile, though, Gingerman comes in and manages to find it. Xerath, though, as Big Sick tries to finish it, he does get one more kill. So this is kind of exactly what I was talking about with this dual team composition. Yeah, that's right. They're able to get those skirmishes and then able to use that long range to get the finishing damage once the opponent starts to run away. And, where it didn't work as well in game number one, and I think a lot of it in game number one was due to the fact that invade went so poorly at the beginning of the game. Game number two, though, playing the early game a little bit safer, and now they're able to kind of get what they wanted to do in game one done.
For sure, especially since we're going to be capitalizing off of it so well, we might get the second tower. Not quite, but a little bit lower. Dude, this Gnar, Jerry Sickle, running away from his life.
1 HP.
Run, brother!
All right, he leaps away. Looks like it'll be okay. Meanwhile, Sketty Noodle, the 2v1, manages to kill the Scuttle Crab there before getting taken down. Another dragon spawning here. This one, of course, they're all going to be Cloud Drakes from now on.
You're right. Let's see if we're going to be able to get one finally on the side of T area.
Yeah,
Gold Lead is catching up real nice here because of these early kills.
We're going to see the steal attempt from Mr. Stick. Nope, not quite. I think the ultimate was just not quite up at the time. Otherwise, I might have been able to make an attempt for it.
Yeah. Because I forget who we made play DDR. I think it was the Ashe or Morgana. But we did get someone a little while ago.
Yep. Does anyone even know what Dance Dance Revolution is anymore?
Whoa.
I hope people do.
I do, at least. Maybe I'm too old now.
You're a little bit more old school, though. Not in age, but in gaming habits, maybe. Oh, all right. Flash over the wall. The W comes through for the slow from the Ashe, but Ginger Man manages to escape with a little bit of life remaining.
Okay.
Well, maybe a bot lane turret. Ooh, Vanessa. Oh, no.
Position.
Here comes Jax. Oh, Sketty Noodle on Jax, rather. Yeah, easy kill for that, for Sketty Noodle. There, that is. Oh, the flash is going to go for it. Bounce, bounce. Yep, that is
very nice.
Be it. Yeah, Mr. Stick taking one on the Ziggs. And just like that, the little lead that T-Area had built up has been equalized once again. And like I said, the later the game goes, I really do believe in the team fight composition that T-Area has put together. But Duel has been keeping up extremely well in terms of getting these picks, in terms of getting that overall champion power. They've gotten those 2 dragons as well. So this is going to be one of those games where the teams are pretty even, and it's really going to come down to probably one of those big catastrophic team fights where one team was just a little bit out of position, and that was enough. This will be a really close one. This is anybody's game.
Definitely. And one of the great things that I like seeing that Duel is doing such a great job at for being able to keep up is being able to force these 2v1s. Exactly what T-Area is doing right now, trying to take down this Mordekaiser, but he's a little bit too beefy.
Yeah, 2v2. Oh, nice stun from Jerrysicle, though, into the wall with the Gnar ultimate, though. It's going to be a 1v1 big stick. That's the thing with this. As Sketty Noodle finishes off the Jax's and Mumu there. That's the thing with this Xerath is if you're good with that ultimate, you can just sort of like dunk on people from downtown. It's like NBA Jam Tournament Edition over here. And he's on fire.
He's doing such a great job. Because is it kind of like a Super Mega Death Rocket where you can just do it anywhere? Or is it has at least some range of it?
So things like the Ashe ultimate and the Jinx ultimate just travel in a straight line across the map. Whereas the Xerath one, you target, but you have a very long range. About a third of the map or so.
Okay.
Is what you can reach with that. You can sort of see the edge of the circle sometimes, depending on where the camera is. But yeah, it used to be a larger range, I think, but now it's roughly a third of the length of the map, which is that's a lot of space, you know?
Right. He didn't need the entire map.
No, you just need to be kind of close.
Okay.
Yep.
So as long as you're in mid lane, you could probably get top lane.
Not quite that far. You have to be into the jungle. Yeah, it's about a third of the map. So,
okay, sure.
Yeah, you have to be about halfway into the jungle, and then you can probably reach top lane.
Not too much commitment there. I mean, that's exactly what we're seeing him capitalize off so well.
Oh, here comes Sketty Noodle again.
Caught out of position. We're gonna have to back up.
I mean, this has been so rough that Bubblers had to use that Ashe arrow just to stop the Jax there, and that takes away a big engage tool on their side. So that's almost a little win for Duel, even though they didn't necessarily get any kills there. Is just making sure you take away the engage opportunities from the other team means less fights to have to worry about. Going back to the midline now, this Jax is going to just be all over the place at this point. You've got items. You are really fast. You can just pop out anywhere, and you're just going to start chaining those kills. Got the most in the game already.
If I was 5-3, I would feel unstoppable as well.
Yep.
Okay, but Gnar seeming to abandon top lane, trying to help out with mid.
Yeah, a little bit of a lane swap there. As Jerrysicle was just going to get a little bit too bullied up in the top lane. And so Ben09 on the Mel a little bit more equipped to farm from a longer range. Uh-oh. Jerrysicle, you're in trouble, buddy. Goodbye.
Yeah, no matter where you go, you're not escaping that Jax.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wrapping up another one.
Yeah, I mean the jungle just belongs to Jax at this point, and they're doing a good job of putting out wards too, so they can kind of know where people are at. Turret mid lane gets taken too, and that's even better for a Sketty Noodle, right? Because now that red turret is down in middle, you can push farther into the jungle without worrying about it, get those wards deeper, and have even more opportunity to surprise people.
Right, for sure. We are seeing all four of them try to prepare for either this dragon coming up here.
Yep. Oh, man. It's just like the dwarves of Moria, man. Delved a little bit too greedily and too deep. And Jax
going to be taken out.
I mean, that's the thing. Amumu in the 1v4. I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to, bet on Amumu in that case. And this is going to be
Not at all.
Able to get an easy dragon. And they are certainly on the road to tying up this series.
Right, because don't they get Dragon Soul in the next one?
Yeah, that's right. If you have 4 dragons, you do indeed get the Dragon Soul. But that's you have to wait for the.
Right.
Well, you would get that, and then the Elder Dragon starts to spawn.
Okay, yeah. I'm a little bit ahead. But regardless, though, we're going to have to play a little bit more cautious here. T-Area knows what could be on the line, as Baron is also online. We're making great work of the Cloud Drake buff and being able to just kind of speed our way up to Baron, waiting for our time to strike. We're placing down wards excellently of seeing if T-Area is going to try to contest this at all.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, right? You have to try. Jerry Sickle, oh no, deep behind enemy lines.
Mordecai's saying, where do you think you're going? We're using great work of the flowers there to be able to bounce away.
Yeah, the blast cone bouncing him to safety there. But when all you're doing is running, it gets a little bit worrisome if you're the team that's down a little bit. The funny thing is the kill's very much going in the way of a duel right now, but the gold's still pretty even. So if you're T-Area, you can't get discouraged, right? You have to think to yourself, all right, we've got a couple turrets, we've got a dragon. We just have to make sure that they don't get the fourth one. Keep Baron warded up, right? Keep watching out for that, and find our big team fight. We have to make sure we move around as a unit and look for that big team fight, because that's what they want. They want the 5v5. Oh, Ash Arrow? All right.
Ooh.
Pick maybe?
Gonna be forced to flash out of there.
Okay, so that's not terrible, because they can use this to maybe take out the bot lane turret now.
Try to. I mean, Jerry Sick is going to overextend here.
Bouncing in. All right. Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that one. I mean, call it a vision. Call it a vision.
I mean, and right when Meganar is about to end too. That's a bold move, man, and I think you're gonna pay for it. Yeah, I mean, it was a great satchel charge for Mr. Stick to bounce him back towards the turret again. Now Sketty Noodle coming in for the cleanup here. It is all duel right now. A double kill for Sketty Noodle on that Jax, and now you just keep pushing forward, right? Take that tier 2 in bot lane, maybe get more wards on their side of the jungle. Pings go down onto Baron too, so maybe an opportunity for that. I think they're gonna push this lane first, but I mean, I think T's just a little bit too desperate here. I don't think they need to be playing as desperately as they are, right? They don't need to look for these little skirmishy picks. You just need to farm under turret, play safe, and maybe find an opportunity for that big team fight.
Because another thing that you were mentioning is this big gold lead that is slowly but surely creeping up, and that's could be attributing to the creep score. They were doing so well because of the creep score advantage here, but they're slowly but surely losing that, and we're going to be able to push mid lane here.
Yep, that's right. Mid lane tier 2 taken out by Duel, and the hopes of the 2-0 for T-Area High School is definitely slipping away here, unless they manage to find some big catastrophic team fight to win.
Right. I mean, Baron is still on deck, so like maybe we can get that on the side of T-Area.
I mean, maybe there's no wards there. There's no wards, so I think there might be a desperation Baron play. They just warded because they don't know if maybe Duel is going for it right now, but they don't see anyone on there.
Well, it might be a little bit of a skirmish coming up here. Mordekaiser looking to grab one of them. Jerry, do not do it.
All right, Sketty Noodle was down there. That might be the opportunity here. They're going for it. All right, how fast can the rest of the team get there? The poke is going to be real, though, from the Duel side of things. All right. This is a dangerous moment. Vanessa in big trouble. The engage comes in. Great ultimate, though, from Jerry Sickle. And that's what they wanted to do. That's what they wanted, the big team engage. But are they powerful enough to finish this off? I'm not so sure. Sketty Noodle versus Weird Stick here. Meanwhile, Mr. Stick manages to pick up a couple kills. And this one is still going in the way of Duel. And they're just going to be able to turn around and finish off this Baron. I think it was a good engage from the T-Area High School team, but it was just too little too late. The overall power has just become too strong from Duel here.
Right, and I do really think that is the final nail in the coffin of being able to kind of sweep T-Area underneath the rug, taking the Baron from them, taking a couple kills this round. Otacon gonna be going into the side of Duel as well, most likely, and it's not looking great for them. They're gonna have Baron buff Otacon, and it's starting to sound pretty familiar.
Yeah, like I can't fault T-Area at all for trying for that Baron. You saw a couple people potentially out of position. You had to go for it. It was either that or continue kind of slipping farther and farther behind, but it didn't work out. Well, got to go fast. And now I think it's really just kind of on Duel. How efficiently can they end this one?
They're trying to deny Dragon Soul right now. If we couldn't get the Baron, we might as well try to get this second Drake.
Yeah,
but
I think you can.
We might repeat history. Don't let them have it.
The steal?
Sketty Noodle.
Oh, it's there. And that's it. Yeah, that's Soul. Soul taken. And Ginger Man managed to get the first one. And this is going to be a complete rout in favor of Duel. And it looks like we are going to have a tie series because, with these kills, the question now is, will Duel just be able to end the game after this fight's done?
It's looking like it, Doa. They're doing such a great job of playing cleanup crew. Right now, Amumu going down, Mel before him. Sketty Noodle bullying Bubbler in the back.
Buddy. Oh, okay.
Go back.
You got the res, but still. All right.
Go in timeout. Think about what you've done.
He's fine. He's fine. The rest of the team there, I mean, you've got the Super Minions. You've got the Dragon Soul. You've basically got all of the objectives you could ever hope for. And, yeah, I think with 3 members down on the other side of the map, this is going to be a tie series, Lefevre.
It's looking like it, Doa. I mean, Sketty Noodle already on his way back. Jax and Ben09 already down. We could try to see them push it off. Jerry Sickle, Bubbler, and Vanessa looking to stand strong here.
Yeah, I think that's wise. I think we're seeing a much better level of play from Duel this game than we did in game number 1 because I think that's a smart move to back off. A lot of teams would just try to push and finish, and you totally could. Like, the game could have just ended there. But, why take the, 80% chance to win now when you can take the 99% chance to win in 2-3 minutes, right?
Right. It's really great to see that they were able to come back from the loss and be able to regain their momentum and confidence going into game number 2 here. A couple bans is all they needed, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, this is why these teams are in this match. 2 of the best in South Dakota here, and as Big Stick takes down Jax, maybe going to pay for that nice Ziggs ultimate.
Holy.
Oh, my goodness. That was a ton of damage from Big Stick, setting it up, and that is certainly going to be the end of the game.
Yeah, that is going to be sending 2 players to that 30-second bench in that respawn by the fountain, and it's looking like we are going to be seeing a takeover on red base.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they don't have the Super Minions right now. Going to have to wait for another wave to show up, but that wave is still going to arrive before Ben09 and Jax are able to come back here. Jerry Sickle at half health. Yeah,
and everyone is forced to play under turret here.
I mean, Jerry Sickle's going to have to go for some sort of big ultimate. Ooh, didn't quite catch it. And he's going to go down, and that is certainly going to be the game. And so after a rough game 1, nice finishing kill there from a Big Stick, that is going to be the Nexus falling in favor of Duel, and we have ourselves a tie series.
For the first time ever in this bracket, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be able to go to game number 3. I'm very excited to see if Duel is going to be able to take this momentum and rise to the top and claim that trophy, or if T-Area is going to take a step back, take a nice, calm, collected breath, and revise their game plan. Ladies and gentlemen, right after this break, we will find out that answer. Don't go anywhere. We will have our final game of League of Legends conclude after this break.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the SDHSAA State Finals. We have our final match of League of Legends. You might have heard a shift in voice. That is right. This is I, Skeptor, replacing Lefevre. He needed a little break, so trying to help him out, but happy to be alongside Doa for this third and final game of League of Legends here today.
Yeah, happy to still be here. Poor Lefevre, missing out on what is going to be an excellent game 3 in this third place match here between Duel and T-Area High Schools, and we've got the draft in full effect. As you can see, T-Area back over on the red side here. Dr. Mundo Nocturne and Mel, the initial choices here, and then we've got Nasus, Lilia, and Xerath so far over for Duel. And so, Duel Skep has liked to go for kind of more of the bursty, a little bit of pick, a little bit of team fight kind of compositions, a little bit of skirmishing. You see the Ziggs kind of, supporting that. Whereas on the T-Area side, they like to go for more of the scaling champions, as you can see from the Caitlyn pick as well. And they like those big, beefy top laners like Mundo, Mordekaiser, and all that. Worked out in game 1, didn't work as well in game number 2. I think, Skep, it's a lot about who's going to be able to control the early game.
I'd agree, Doa. The early game has played a major factor throughout the entirety of this tournament from what we have seen. Strong early game, as you know, very well translates into a pretty solid mid game. And I mean, for the most part, it gets quite tough for these teams to battle back when facing such big gold deficits. So overall, I'm with you entirely, looking for who's going to come out of the gates with a stronger early game. Both teams getting the better of one another so far to push this into a game 3. So couldn't really ask for a better series to kind of close out the League of Legends portion of this tournament with.
Yeah, and it's really impossible to say who has the edge coming into this one. Both teams have played, I think, pretty equally well, and kind of, Duel especially, I think, kind of recognized some of the small mistakes from game number 1 and fixed a lot of those. And so coming into game number 3, I think we're going to have to see both teams on top of their game if they want to have any chance of winning this one. I got to say, I do really like the Lux pick, though, at support for Duel. I think that's a great little bit of engage that they didn't have last game. And I think it feels like they really excel with these kind of like, not a hook champion, but, like a bit of a pick champion, someone that can lock something down and set up kills. So I think that's a better support choice than the Seraphine we saw in the last game.
I'd agree. The range that Lux brings to the table, right? Able to still be at a safe position, but still able to set up and initiate some of those plays. We did see the Ziggs bot lane pick as well, right? So going for those AP carries kind of towards the bottom half of the map. I mean, Jax had an unbelievable game. It looked like was just running rampant on that jungle pick last game. And I mean, we've seen very good play from Sketty Noodle across the board. Yesterday as well, had some very good matchups, played great on Jax, played great on Volibear. So I've liked the gameplay that I have witnessed from Sketty Noodle so far. And I mean, if he can continue to kind of build up those early game leads, transition that into the mid game, should be a very focal point for this squad on the dual side of things. But yeah, for T Area High School, got to get back to where they found success in game number 1.
Yep, I think so. And again, you look at the range that Lux gives you with the ultimate. You have Xerath, Ziggs, and Lux, all with some long range finishing damage too. So it really is going to be on Duel to get a lot of those kills early on and sort of snowball that into the late game. And, we'll see if T-Area has the poise that they did in game number 1 to avoid that, find a little bit themselves in terms of objective gold and go from there. The Nocturne pick is interesting to me because you've got some, nice engage there, and you've got some nice kind of lane aggression, but when it comes to bigger team fights late in the game, it's not going to be, I think, as impactful on an individual level as something like a Jax would be, or an Amumu would be, even that they picked last game. So I wonder if this is kind of a comfort pick for Jax, the Nocturne, because it's not that it doesn't fit at all into the team comp, but it is a little bit of an outlier from, I think, of what we'd usually see. So curious to see how Jax is going to put that Nocturne to work.
I'd agree. I mean, Nocturne, one of those champions that really comes online once that ultimate is available at the level 6 marker. So we'll have to keep very close attention to that. The thing I am liking from the side of Duel is there's a lot of scaling on this team. I mean, we're bringing out the Gnosis, the Ziggs, the Lilia. I mean, add Lux and Xerath into that mix, right? What it's going to get to a certain point of this game, Doa, where the poke is going to be undeniable from this side of the red side in this one. So, I mean, I'm looking at if the early game goes to plan for Duel, they are in a very good position to kind of ride this one out into the latter half of the game.
And that's what they've really liked doing so far. We've seen in this match right now is picking champions, picking teams where they can get engaged, get enough damage to force the opponent to retreat, and then on the retreat, finish them off with some of those long-range abilities. And it looks like we do have a pretty standard spread in the early game for both of our teams. We go all the way back to game number 1, and one of the things that didn't work out terribly well for Duel was the engage from red side, the big invade they tried, and we saw Mr. Stick go a little bit too deep with the Nautilus and give up that give up a lot of health, which ended up slowing down the jungler, which ended up slowing down everything. So I like, once again, that they're deciding to take a little bit more of a neutral stance in the early game and just kind of play it out after that. No funny business here.
Nah, I mean, it's game 3, right? Final one of this series, going to be the decider of who takes home that bronze medal and who will kind of be going home with the empty-handed 4th place. So neither team wanting to kind of put those risks up this early into the game.
Yeah, exactly. All right, it's business Mundo.
Oh yeah,
Corporate Mundo.
Mr. Corporate. I love that skin. Yeah, it's goated. It's one of the goated skins.
It is great. That's like a newer version than
they slap some
before.
chromas on there. They slap some chromas on it. So he's got the white suit edition, looking good.
Got like quite the swaggering walk too. I don't remember that from the old version of the skin, but then again, I'm thinking of the skin from like a decade ago. So.
I think the rework is what kind of made him look a lot more fancy with that. Keeping the phone. He's always on the phone, making calls, getting the job taken care of.
I love it.
Junglers matching start here, Doa, so should both be clearing up towards the top half of the map.
Yep, definitely seems that way. Now, I'm wondering, too, how aggressive we're going to see Jerry Sickle be. I mean, it feels like he likes to be one of the more aggressive top laners, but I almost feel like that was a little bit to their detriment in game number 2 with that Gnar. That said, Mundo's a little bit safer to go for it with. You've got like a million briefcases to throw out, right? There is no mini Mundo form, so you're going to be durable the entire time. But I think the over-aggression is something that Jerry Sickle's going to need to keep an eye on this game.
Absolutely. Keeping wards in river, making sure you're not overextending. Lilia is a tough jungler to get away from. Her move speed is quite ridiculous if her passive is built up. So we'll have to keep an eye on the river. But has that support from Nocturne early on here, at least on this first clear pathing. Both junglers on the same wavelength here. And I do like the Mel pick that we've been seeing from Ben09. The champion feels a little bit overtuned upon release. The reflectability, as you and Lefevre were covering, is, I feel like, one of the strongest basic abilities in the game. I mean, able to turn any kind of hard CC against them being a projectile is kind of nuts. Lilia approaching the top side early, though, Doa.
All right, yeah, ability misses, so we'll see if Jerry Sickle can get out of this. That said, no flash, so you can't really go quite as fast. Pops the ghost. Is it going to be enough? Oh, a tiny bit of HP left on Jerry
Nocturne
Sickle.
follow flash, good for it.
All right, yeah, got the follow-up, and looks like Jax is going to continue to try to punish her. We might get the trade, and indeed, no, the double kill for Jax. Whoa, never mind. That is a pretty rough start for Duel.
Jerry Sickle playing that one on a knife's edge, no flash, as you said, barely gets out alive, and then Nocturne, right place, right time. Jax turning that one on its head and getting that double kill, and I mean, that's about as good of a start as you can ask for the Nocturne here, Doa.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Nocturne, you do a little bit of showing up in lane, but you never really expect to get 2 kills in the first 4 minutes. I mean, that is a dream scenario for Jax on this Nocturne. And so now you got that advantage, right? But you got to keep it.
Absolutely. Definitely helps the snowballing early. Lilia approaching the bottom side of the map now. Forces a flash out of Vanessa, so you'll take it where you can get it.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Get the flash, push the lane up a little bit, maybe have a chance to just take control of that bottom jungle, bottom river a little bit more. Why not?
So the Nocturne getting a double kill gives me some flashbacks to a little bit of like a Gambit Levi, if you will. Gigabyte Marines, that is, rather.
Sure. That's a deep cut.
Yeah, dude, it's a shout out. Blast from the past.
Yeah.
Seraphine into Lux feels like it should be Lux favored. I feel like Lux can slightly outrange the Seraphine, right? So we'll have to see how that one plays.
Yeah, she's got the range, and it really comes down to those light bindings as well. You know, if you can get the snare and then get that follow-up damage on the enemy champions, that's where the Lux really becomes valuable. And, you know, you've always got that threat, too, once the Lux hits level 6 and gets the final spark, gets the ultimate. If you can get that poke damage in, get them low, then there's that opportunity to actually get kills out of it where you can finish people off with the ultimate because that range is just so long.
For sure. And I think it aids well with the Ziggs, able to set up his combinations and skill shots a lot easier for himself as well. So,
yeah. I mean, the light binding into the Ziggs ultimate, you can get in the middle of the Ziggs ult for max damage every single time. Yeah,
no fun with that one. Oh, Mundo on top of the Nasus.
Yeah. And at this point in the game, you know, you've got the 2 assists. You can be a little bit more on the aggressive side, so why not push the lane a little bit, you know, maintain that CS lead, make them farm into turret and miss some of that. Just got to watch out for the jungler. And speaking of the jungler, Skitty Noodle coming through right now. Jax, though, not quite level 6. Can't get there too fast, but can get there potentially in time. And just too much health on the Jerry Sickle.
Pops
the
the
lane
ghost.
pushed too far up. Yeah.
Nocturne showing up a little bit late to the party, but gonna start up on these grubs, and I believe he's gonna be close enough in XP to achieve level 6 from this, and he just dings level 6 now. So that ultimate online is a complete game changer. Ooh, Lilia E will take the grub, and she stole it off that. I was worried about that. Low HP, cheeky little E from the Lilia.
Skitty Noodle's been good about that. Stole 2 dragons in game number 2, so it seems like snagging away those objectives at the last second seems to be something they're well acquainted with. You love to see it.
Yeah, well played. I mean, gotta get it where you can. That objective was basically uncontestable, so the fact that they get 1 out of the 3 is definitely something that the side of Duel will be happy with.
Oh, absolutely.
Slight gold advantage favoring blue side.
Yep, a little bit. Just from those early kills is where all that's mostly coming from. A little bit of CS, but it is going to be mostly those 2 kills. So
for sure.
Something that a little skirmish going in Duel's favor could easily equalize, or getting a dragon too. If maybe that's going to be in the cards.
And we did see Nocturne pop that ultimate ability already about halfway up off cooldown. So first usage not really leading to that big pop that we were looking for, but still that double kill helping him out a lot from the early side of things.
It's a good thing to bring up too, because a lot of times people put a lot of focus on that first Nocturne ultimate needing to be beneficial, but where you've got 2 kills already, this game, that doesn't matter quite as much as it normally would.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Kind of had that added insurance. Lilia approaching the bottom side here.
Oh, got the slow.
He will land.
Yeah, slow into Vanessa. Big
Seraphine
trouble
might
for
be in
that
trouble.
support there. No flash.
Ooh, final spark.
Yep, Ginger Man picks up the kill there. And, sure, it's a support kill, which, I love. But, on something like a support like Lux, you're not as sad getting the extra items, extra damage on them as you are on, like, a Nautilus or something like that.
Very true.
That could be a dragon too.
Yeah, that kill gold will still go to good use and good value. Extra damage on your enchanter mage supports. Never going to hurt anybody.
Yep, for sure. Ocean Drake, the big prize here from that skirmish down in bot lane, unless potentially, maybe Bubbler can steal it away on the Caitlyn. We're not looking right now, but in position to. No, they moved down to bot lane. Never mind. So yeah, that dragon's just going to go over to Duel, it looks like.
And that's a good one to take away from the blue side, right? We've talked about Red's poke ability. So not only are they going to have some extra added mana regen, but denying any kind of extra bonus HP regen on the blue side of things, making that chip be a little bit more effective down the long run here.
Right. So meanwhile, we catch up with the mid lane a little bit as Big Stick is behind in CS, but without kills or assists on either side, it's not that big of a deal. Remember, Duel really excels at using those long-range ultimates from, players like Big Stick to catch up. And they did a great job of that in game number 2.
Ooh, Seraphine going to find the root. Caitlyn not quite in position to lay down the trap. That could have been detrimental.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Caitlyn doesn't miss. That
yeah.
miss in the hole does not... you can block it, but... It will hit you unless you have somebody else in the way.
Yeah, when she's locked in and she's got you in her sights, it's guaranteed. Mundo taking some damage, trying to get that Demolish proc off. Won't quite find it. Ultimate from Nocturne. Big damage onto the Lux. Yeah, and Mel will pick that one up. Nasus going aggressive in the top lane here, Doa.
Yeah.
Ooh, flashing forward.
All right. And the flash for the Ghost, I think that's a trade that, Jerry Sickle's going to be happy with, right? Ghost
for sure.
will recharge a little bit quicker. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, your team's getting kills. So, yeah, your job is to just live. Jerry Sickle doesn't need to worry about winning 1v1s here. He just needs to live,
For sure. And doing a good job in the creep score department as well. Farming up nicely on the Dr. Mundo as it stands. Kind of across the board here, we're seeing good farming from the T area high school.
For sure, yeah. They seem to be, I think, the better team at playing that longer game, right? Both in the, and that's supported by kind of the team compositions they seem to favor. But, this game, you get that, late game strength, but they're also pairing it with some really nice early kills and objectives. So it's kind of all T area right now.
Oh, Jax flashing forward onto Lilia. Trouble. Sketty Noodle trying to get out of harm's way. Wither onto the Nocturne.
Good block on the briefcase by Weirdstick, actually. That probably saved the Lilia. If that had hit.
Jerry Sickle is a man on a mission, Noah.
Wow. All right. That was deep behind enemy lines there, but able to get out. And maybe take another turret plate here.
Mundo goes where he pleases, if you didn't know.
He certainly does.
He loves to tell everybody about that.
You know, I got a shout out a little bit earlier in the game, too, where Jax on the Nocturne was able to set up a kill for Ben09. That definitely tips the mid lane in the favor of T area high school as well. So really every part of the map going T's way so far.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a good sign. Faltering in that second game here, but showing good signs in game number 3 so far, Doa.
Yep. Now, Big Stick does seem to like to wait for a long time before they go back and make their first big purchase. So we'll probably see another one of those fairly soon. Hextech Revolver was bought a little bit earlier, but now staying in lane for a long time. And the nice thing with Xerath too is sometimes you can just pop the ultimate because it's very low.
Final spark.
Oh my goodness, that's the combo.
Yeah, but that binding light lands, Doa, and just like you've said, Zig's ultimate on top of the final spark. Not going to be feeling too good for any kind of AD carry.
Yeah, I mean, just to go over that combo again, you use the snare from the Lux, the light binding to lock someone in place. Zig's ultimate comes in for the max damage right in the center of that circle, and then Lux has enough time to pop her own ultimate, and you just capitalize on just a huge amount of burst if you're not prepared for it. You can take someone from like 50-60% down to 0.
Great combo. Good binding so far from the Lux, playing that one out nicely from Ginger Man.
Absolutely. And it's been interesting to see Ginger Man and Mr. Stick kind of swap roles a little bit here. Mr. Stick was our Nautilus in the first game.
Yep.
And since then, a couple games of Ziggs moving on to the carry role while Ginger Man over onto the support.
It seems like it's panning out so far for that bot lane.
Yeah, for sure.
The Ziggs AD carry has always been an interesting one. And I mean, we only have one actual AD damage dealer. I guess one point that we haven't really addressed too much. Mainly magic damage coming through for the side of Duel here for AP/mage type champions.
Yep.
So we'll have to see if that ends up kind of having a negative impact in the long run. Ooh, another one. Snipe onto the Caitlyn.
That's what we're talking about. And the thing is, if that Ziggs ultimate had been up, if it had been off cooldown, that would have been another kill.
Yeah.
But luckily...
Oh, jeez.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I guess you don't need it. We're just going for it anyway. All right. Bubbler sticking around in lane a little bit too long there.
And that's after expending both summoner spells, too. That's really tough. Top tower surely going to fall here.
For sure.
Nocturne ultimate going in onto the Lux. In the bot half of the map, Mundo trying to run down the Gnosis, and this is a dead dog.
Yeah, the thing is, I did Jax just steal that dragon, actually? Because the Nocturne ultimate was popped, and there were a lot of red team members on that dragon.
You might be right, dude. I think I missed that.
Might have grabbed it away. We didn't see it on screen.
Oh, big sleep from Lilia.
Yep, big sleep as well, but looks like everybody backing off. Oh, there's a Xerath ultimate. Doesn't matter. Sketty Noodle manages to pick up the kill as well there. Big
flashing into the drag pit.
Damage. It's a melee. It's an out brawl in this game right now. But when the dust settles, it's going to be another turret going down in favor of T area here. Although they might lose Ben09 in the mid lane in the process. We will see. Yep.
This is mayhem right now.
Absolute craziness. But it is still a gold lead for the blue side right now.
Gnosis looking to get one back
going
here.
Down potentially. Can you get away? Yep.
Flashing forward. My dad just gonna walk out of that.
Way. He's got business to do, Skeptor. He doesn't have time for these fights in the top lane. He's like, excuse me, I'm trying to complete a contract here. All right, there we go.
Yeah, I'm talking to your COO on the line right now. Actually, Mr. Gnosis trying to do what he can, but overall, I mean, that Mundo is a tanky menace in the top side for Jerry Sickle, really performing well after a little bit of a struggle in that last game. So good to see a bounce back game from Jerry Sickle here.
Yep. Yeah, I think I think things are going a little bit better than with the Nara here. But overall, we still just see T area really doing a good job of playing great objective-based gameplay, which is the essence of League of Legends, right? Kills are great and everything, but it really is the objectives that win and lose you the game. And
Seraphine
the right things.
Clips the Ziggs.
Yeah.
Caitlyn getting bound up though. Very low HP on both these T area bot laners, Doa. And the final bounce will catch Vanessa on the way out the door.
I'm not sure if they thought they could just outrange that, but you got to move to side in that particular case. That bomb has some reach.
And so far, getting the better of that 2v2 matchup in the bot side. Really struggling on the side of T area with the Caitlyn and Seraphine combination. Nocturne now trying to have something to say about it.
Yeah, and maybe
the burn.
One more here. There's
maybe.
Flash. Yep, he's got the speed. All right. Well, again, T area. The thing is, they're down in kills, but like I keep saying, kills aren't everything. You're up in gold because you got those 2 turrets to 0. You've got a dragon as well. That said, Rift Herald. Okay.
Sketty Noodle sneaks that one.
Noodle. Yeah, and that'll be a nice way to maybe push back a little bit here.
Xerath trying to snipe out the Mel. We'll take care of that. So nicely done. Big Stick, like you've said, has been very solid with those Xerath ultimates, and we'll claim another one back the way of dual varsity.
Yeah. And Big Stick's Xerath has looked very good all day. Just playing safe, not giving up a whole lot of kills, and then finding those snipes with the ultimate a little bit later. Nice big smack on the turret from Jerry Sickle there. And he's huge. This Mundo is very, very powerful. I don't know if it's 3v1 powerful, though. You gotta back off. Ghost off cooldown here. So you just gotta
Pops that ultimate.
Yep. It's the power of corporate stock options merger.
The stock options going crazy. Mundo getting excited. Busting through the top half of his suit.
Mundo to the moon right now.
Mundo coin.
Oh no.
I think we're due.
That's right. Seems that way.
Dude, he is so tanky.
About half. Yeah, but he has gotten to be extremely tanky so far.
2 completed items, upgraded Swifty boots as well.
Yep. And this is what you don't want to see on the other side is, just a Mundo that's unstoppable. A couple kills can be gained in the bot lane, though. Ziggs comes through, and Mr. Sick picks
tower
one
helping
up.
him out big time.
Yeah, it's going to be a trade as the turret damage coming through a little bit. Maybe Jack's picking up another one. Yeah, gets that speed, hitting him with a Q. Ginger Man does go down, and that's another one for the Nocturne. 4-1-1 stat line looking very, very good here. And you don't mind giving up your carry a couple times here because, meanwhile, the rest of the map is absolutely going in your favor.
Yeah, for sure. Wherever this Mundo goes, towers are soon to fall. That's been the name of this one. And I mean, Nocturne continuing to add success, 2 completed items now, and he's going a little bit more of a bruisery Nocturne build, Doa, which should help out in the long run. It aids more against that poke composition, right? There's less probability of him getting one-shotted or picked off if he were to go that lethality assassin route. So I kind of like the decision-making that we've been seeing from this side of T-Area High School.
And me too, and it feels like a team decision, right? They aren't interested in picks. They're interested in scaling, being able to present a stronger, more durable team fight, and that's how you capitalize on the power of this Mundo, where you've gotten this Mundo 2 right, and just you've got enough damage from the Caitlyn. Like, Caitlyn can die a couple times, and you're still going to get a big damage champion by the end of the game. So, really focusing on the durability, I think, is wise. Here comes the Rift Herald to take out the mid turret. And so Duel fighting back a little bit. That's a big Ziggs ultimate. Can they capitalize on this engage from the team fight here? Sketty Noodle having to back off. Here comes Jax on the Nocturne, chasing away the jungle. But Xerath coming from behind. That said, that Jax is so elusive. Can they lock him down? It looks like it might be a kill. No flash for the Jax, so you're not really going to be able to get away. And so finally, the shutdown comes in, taken by Ginger Man. So, maybe not the person you want to put all that gold on. Oh, my goodness. Nice flash. Oh, nice shield. Oh, the third one. He had one more shot, and that was all big stuff. Big Stick needed to get the kill there. I thought that Ben 09 had escaped. That was a close one.
The last one coming through. I mean, that Demolish proc just took out half the turret's HP.
Yeah.
Void Grub's not helping them out. Nas is trying to show up and delay, but I mean, that's an inhibitor turret claim, Doa, and this is solely a Mundo split push.
Yeah, this is like full-on solo queue noob stomper Mundo right here, where you're just too big for people to handle.
2-level lead on the poor Gnosis, and this is a struggle bus here for Weird Stick.
Yep.
Engaging the bot side, trying to claim that dragon back, so nicely done by the side of Duel. Gnosis going aggressive, but Mundo not having a care. He's got the ultimate still.
Ooh, can he take the inhibitor? I'm not sure. Meanwhile, down the bot lane, Bubbler gets one here. So Jerry Sickle is finally going to be forced away, and it looks like that's going to be a kill going in the favor of Duel. Can they give the kill to Weird Stick? He turns around. Weird Stick, no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that was close.
Ooh, too close for comfort. I started sweating right there at the end. Shutdown claim, though, and going over to the Gnosis, so that should help him start getting his way back into this game and find some footing.
It will definitely help. Going back to probably finish an item. Check it out. Can they finish one?
A couple long swords in the inventory.
Yeah, waiting to see if there's something else they can buy. You'd think with the shutdown gold you could, but... Oh, yeah, there we go. Yep. I forget what that one's called. I don't know the items anymore.
That's like, it's kind of similar to a Phage item. I think it grants a couple different attributes. I think it's like the Graveler or something like that. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I know it's like a middle tier item. It's not a completed item fully, but...
My League of Legends item knowledge is very outdated. So
I usually can get them too, but that one... I can't remember off the top of the dome.
Well, either way, this is going to be an opportunity for Duel to continue pushing here.
Gold lead still in favor of the T area high school. Might be down a few kills.
I don't know if you want to fight this if you're Duel. Okay,
big
all right.
final spark.
Good burst, but Jerry Sickle still durable enough to come back, and
Jack's flashing forward.
Yeah, all right. So we're going to do a jungle trade here, and now can we finish off the Nasus? Looks like it, but look at all that damage going to the backline. Big Stick manages to pick one up, though, but it is just, again, a total brawl. Kills going through on both sides, but that double kill for Weird Stick is going to just push Duel a little bit ahead in this one, and I would say it's a draw, you know, at the end of the day. 3 kills on each side. I think you're going to call it a draw. Neither team really able to take objectives off this, but draws are wins for T Area High School right now.
Duel getting a couple more kills onto that Gnosis Doa. Just found the first one of the game, and now off the back of that double kill, I think we will be seeing a completed item when that Gnosis ends up heading back to base. Now even worse, some shutdown as well. So, and I think he picked up 2 shutdowns in the process. One on the Mundo and then one on the follow-up. So this Gnosis could start to become a problem now.
Right. Maybe able to grab an objective here in the top part of the river as well. But it's like I said at the beginning of that fight, I was like, I don't know if you want to fight this. And I was talking about T area, right? Because even though they're ahead, you don't need to be winning big team fights at this point in the game. You just need to be kind of maintaining, right? You need to keep the lanes pushed, keep putting out vision, and just kind of like slowly grind your opponent down, right? So when they decided to go for that team fight, you're taking on a big risk, right?
Oh, big Nocturne ultimate onto the Ziggs. He's kind of alone here, Doa, and that should be a dead Mr. Stick.
That is a little bit of an oops from Mr. Stick to push that far up in mid lane without enough vision. And so that'll be an easy one to capitalize on. And that's unfortunate for Duel, right? They did okay in that last team fight, but now with losing your carry, that's going to open the door for an easy Baron take here. They
do have a ward on the back of this, so Duel are well aware as to what is going down. Jungler a little bit out, half HP on the Baron Doa, so they might be able to finish this one off. Zerathol comes through, though. Big chip damage onto Vanessa.
I like it. Yeah, pushing them away, and maybe they can finish.
Lilia flashed in.
That's huge.
And they take it.
They do. Sketty Noodle comes in with the smite to finish it off. I believe that's what that was, and that is a massive turnaround for Duel, getting the Baron, and now if they can pick up a couple kills out of this, that is huge. Oh, my
goodness. And on the opposite side, this is trouble for T area. Mundo trying to have something to say about it, though.
Yeah, he's huge. He's huge. Mundo is scary. Wow, weird stick jumping in. That is an aggressive Nasus as well, using the blast cone to hop onto Jerry Sickle, who has to be on the run now. You can't win the 1v4. I gotta say, you're big, but you're not that big. And what a huge moment for Duel in this game. That absolutely equalizes things. You've got the Baron buff. Now you can start to maybe take out a couple of those turrets that you've been waiting to take out all game long. And just like that, with a couple rough team fights, T-Area High School finds themselves on the back foot.
Yeah, that's an absolute game changer, Della. That ward not getting cleared out with the control ward or a scanner really led that play to being blown wide open. Beautiful flash and steal. Sketty Noodle has been that guy time and time again, stealing these neutral objectives. We've credited him once, got to credit him again, but back to the action.
Yep, that's right. And a lot of action it is as Ben09 picks up the first kill in this team fight. A lot of low people on the side of Duel, and this would be a great opportunity for T to come back, and it looks like that's exactly what they're doing. They managed to finish off Sketty Noodle as well in a definitive team fight win. And, you know, I don't think it was a bad idea at all for Duel to go for that dragon, but, you know, again, just, you know, maybe not prepared for the speed at which T-Area was able to get back on point.
I mean, great bounce back from T-Area, right? Baron play doesn't go in favor, but immediately right back to getting things in order. Xerath ultimate coming through now, trying to find that Nocturne.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite succeed on it.
Uh-oh. He finds a window, though.
Yeah, he found a guy that. He did. Yeah. This is the last guy you want to see up in front of you.
Oh, no.
Coming to collect.
Yeah, and it's funny. The Ziggs ultimate just barely tickles Jerry Sickle at this point. It is a hostile takeover by Mundo in the bot lane.
Yeah, Mundo stonks are rising.
Seriously.
2, 3, and 3. Yeah, I mean, he's just so far ahead. The creep score is massive. Most CS in the game. So, just a problem is the best way to describe this Dr. Mundo.
Yeah, things got a little bit away. Things got a little bit carried away there with the amount of items on that Mundo. And, you know, we saw Duel really try to ban out a lot of these big scaling champions in the top lane in earlier games. And, you know, you can take out a lot of them, but you can't take out all of them. And Mundo is going to be one of those ones that just can come in and take over a game from time to time like this.
And just finally hitting that 16 marker. So that ultimate is now, I believe, at like a 200% health regen is I think the stat. So, yeah, this is when he really has kicked into kind of like a Titan at this point. Like, once he pops ultimate, I mean, good luck.
He's a raid boss now. He is a Baron in himself. And so, yeah, again, there's the possibility for a Duel to maybe take the Dragon Soul if they can maneuver enough, but getting caught by this Mundo is always going to be kind of certain death here.
Nocturne sliding through.
Nocturne. That gets knocked away. Flash over the wall. Ooh, doesn't quite get the fear. He nearly did, but then got snared himself. Nice recovery from Duel here. I don't know why Sketty Noodle went back in, though. That's so dangerous. Maybe they could take out the Mundo. Oh, man, if they can kill the Mundo, it's huge.
Yeah, but look at that HP regen, Doa. There it goes. I mean, dude, it's like 8 to 10 seconds, I think, of ultimate time, and then, the regen's nasty.
Nice block on the ace in the hole to keep Sketty Noodle alive there. Man.
And Jerry Sickle, not a scratch on him.
No, back up to full health almost instantly. And that ultimate comes back really fast, too. You have that a lot.
He's already almost got it at halfway off cooldown.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing, they almost had Mundo dead to rights, and if they stayed on him just a little bit longer, they had it. But the second he breaks that kind of consistent DPS threat on himself, I mean, that HP bar, kiss it goodbye, thing's going to be full. So we'll have to keep our eyes peeled on how the side of Duel approaches their engagements, right? It should be on other targets rather than the Mundo, and then you kind of deal with him when you can, when he's by his lonesome, I'd say, would be the best way to find success.
Right. It's just going to be very difficult to separate that Mundo from the rest of the team. And
for sure.
You know, if T-Area is as smart as they've looked so far in the series, they are not going anywhere without their escort. And that is Mundo here.
Security pulling up.
That's right. He's leading the corporate retreat, and everyone's got to stay close by.
So Otacon buff comes through as well now for the side of T-Area, so they kind of have that free GA. Nocturne is going aggro.
Yeah, all right. And that just forces people back a little bit from the inhibitor turret, right? I think that might have been a little bit too cute to jump in like that. No, they're going to pay for it.
Oh, boy.
Time. Yep, final spark. At least we've got the Otacon bringing people back here. But, again, you got to be a little bit careful. Mundo was up in the top lane. They decided to get aggressive without him, and this is what happens. There's the flash. Vanessa manages to dodge a little bit there. Jax comes in to try to punish Sketty Noodle, at least buy some time for the Seraphine to escape. But now we might see 2 kills going in favor of Duel. Did I say 2 kills? I meant maybe 1 kill. Jax? Nope, he's going down. Otacon with the heal there, and it looks like you're going to be okay anyway. So this is going to be potentially Dragon Soul, though, now for Duel.
Yeah, that's tough. Pulling the trigger a little bit early. Supporting staff not necessarily around to make that play into a reality. But now Jerry Sickle back in the action. We'll see what this Mundo has to say about a Dragon Soul.
I mean, if this Mundo walks into the pit, like, nobody's... Duel can't do anything about it. Yeah, they're trying to pull the dragon out of the river.
Nocturnal back up here, Doa.
More room. Ooh, can they finish it off quickly? You really got to focus the dragon if you're going to get it. But no, it's going to be Nocturne in the back lane, turning around, steals the dragon away. That's going to deny the soul. And now it looks like Duel on the run here. I think they had to go for it. I don't question that move at all, but it is going to cost them a team fight, and it might just cost them the game.
A big-time steal from Jax, getting one back. Clearly not happy about that. Baron result from earlier. Mundo's going to teleport himself up to the top lane, Doa, now splitting the pressure on the map. And things just got a lot more difficult for the Duel side of things. Baron vision control surely going to shift over to the blue side of things.
Oh, totally.
But good bounce back from T-Area.
Yeah, I mean, they had to, play it a little bit safer here. And I think part of it is, they're still being aggressive like that. But the Mundo just changes so much, right? I mean, look at Jerry Sickle laughing in the face of danger.
Oh my goodness. Lux, run away. The briefcase comes through. Jerry Sickle taking down Ginger Man. More trades, Doa, and now fighting a war on 2 fronts here for the side of Duel. This could be trouble.
Yeah, it's the funny thing is the one entire front is just one person here. Zera's ultimate nearly takes out Jax, but he's able to dodge well enough. That inhibitor getting lower and lower, but the ultimate on cooldown now, so the life is going to start to go away for good here for Jerry Sickle.
Dude, it's already a quarter of the way back.
Yep. They did get the middle inhibitor, though, so mission accomplished for T-Area High School as far as pushing one of those big objectives. Nice blast cone. Surprise is powerful enough to lift the Mundo.
I know.
He's going to get out.
That poor little cone.
I know. Big blast.
Okay, Ziggs gets rooted up. That's tough. That's a dead man right there.
Yep.
Nice Seraphine ulti on the 2.
Yeah, and that's going to set up another one. This time Ben09 claiming it, and they can just turn around and take the Baron whenever they want. They don't even need to chase this. I think maybe they think they can end it with that.
They might end the game off this one, Doa. Xerath is in trouble. So. A World of Hurt, Ace in the hole to come through. Lux being the support that they needed. Getting in front of that one, but it might be too little.
I think with the first wave of super minions pushing in here, this is where you just go for game. You're ahead 4-3 here. You've got the Mundo still alive. His ultimate's coming up fairly soon. That said, it's a big Nasus. You still have to be a little bit careful here. They do take out the top inhibitor as well, so you don't need to finish here. I mean, you can, but again, I feel
don't
like
have to force it.
Yeah, if you just back off, they're waiting for another wave of super minions here, but this will give them the time to wait for Jax to return.
They're sticking around though, Doa. This could be bad.
I don't know about this. I think maybe you should have backed off a little bit here, because now that's 3 kills going down. And the thing is, Skeptor, if Duel just rushes down the mid lane here, especially if they manage to take out Jerry Sickle, they could just end it as well. That's a long death timer.
Yeah, this might have been the blunder that costed them everything. At least a Baron being
Baron
set for.
Okay. Yeah.
Jerry going right back to what he knows best, split pushing the side lane. But yeah, definitely sticking around too much. It seemed like they couldn't decide if they were going to push Nexus Towers or take the top inhibitor, or if they were going to back off, and that's kind of the end result that you end up with.
Yeah, I have to go back on what I said a little bit where, pushing down that mid lane, really tough right now with the super minions coming the other direction. So the Baron, clearly the right play here for Duel. And this will help you handle those super minion waves, but at some point you're going to need to move forward too. But at least this gives them the opportunity to stay alive for a little bit longer.
It stops the bleeding for sure. Able to farm up some more, get some XP, kind of close the gap between the Mundo and the rest of themselves. And the big points to kind of note, Xerath has a huge XP level advantage on Ben09 right now, and the same can be said for the bot lane of Mr. Stick over Blubber. So the super minions pushing in is just going to allow them to kind of continue to close this gap, Doa. Meanwhile, the rest of the blue side starting to be kind of starved for resources.
Yeah, we'll see, you know? I mean, I think if you're T area right now, you keep this lane a little bit pushed, top and mid are pushed, and you try to set up Dragon, because that's the next step for Duel to get back into this game, is to claim the Dragon buff, right? Dragon Soul. For sure. Rather. Right. So that's what T area needs to be worried about denying right now, is if you can take this next Dragon, deny Duel Dragon Soul, then you're still going to be in a good position to end the game in the next, 5 to 10 minutes maybe. But Duel knows this. They know that Dragon Soul is kind of their next path to victory here. Oh, flash over the wall has to be used for Sketty Noodle right off the bat. Wow, Nasus is going in. Weird Stick pops the ultimate. They're committed now.
On the 4.
Woo, that's right. Big ult. And that's going to allow Jerry Sickle to get in onto Gingerman. The fight has split up, and this is exactly what T area wants right now. Once that Nasus is kind of like out of the way, once that Nasus ultimate is over, you just don't have any staying power as Duel. That said, this fight a little bit too scattered here. They need to regroup.
And the base being ripped apart from those supers, Doa. This one favoring T area, for sure. And Red side not even aware of the circumstances of their base.
Well, that's the thing, is you're fighting in the mid lane now, and so T area doing the right thing and just trying to delay those recalls, because you've got 2 waves of super minions pounding away on the Nexus turrets right now. And so the longer you can keep them running around these bushes like this, you don't even need to get kills. You just need to buy some time.
I think they lost both the Nexus turrets in the midst of that team fight. It seems like Lilia got back, but right now, both Nexus turrets gone. Will slowly start to respawn.
Yep.
But, I mean, look at this Mundo, man. Words cannot describe what this thing is doing on the Rift right now.
I know, and Bubbler had to use a flash there. So now here's where you really need to back off. Yep, and that's what they'll do. Meanwhile, nobody got that Dragon through all that. But, going back to a little bit earlier, those inhibitor minion waves really made a big difference in terms of making it impossible for Duel to fight on the map like they want to. They have their mid inhibitor back now. Top is still going to be pushing with those super minions. But can they deny this Dragon? Not sure. Mundo's going to teleport back here in a second.
Should have this one under wraps. 3-3 on the Dragons now here, Doa.
Yep. That was a much bigger Dragon for T area than it was for Duel here. Denying that Dragon Soul, they're just going to go all in.
They're going right back to the scene of the crime.
Yep.
Xerath, low HP.
Yep,
surely
that's right.
Going to fall.
And that mid inhibitor in jeopardy yet again. Weird Stick pops the ultimate. Nasus is very big, very durable, but they can just wait it out, right? When it comes to long-term durability, Jerry Sickle on this Mundo is going to have it in spades. Mr. Stick getting chased down. Goodbye, Ziggs. Another briefcase to send him on his way to the afterlife.
Where's his team?
I mean,
they've left him.
Does he need a team?
I don't think he does, but it'd be nice.
Yeah.
Now they're coming back. There it goes. Now it's over. Now it's over.
Look at that regen.
Yeah, the HP bars are gross.
Hits R and gets the HP back again. And
good luck, Ginger Man.
Yep.
Godspeed.
And whack. Yep. All right.
Dude, this Mundo's a problem.
It's a 9-kill Mundo. Yep, that does happen. And so mid inhibitor is going to get taken out. They can just rotate up to top again and keep the pressure on in the mid and top lanes. Duel doing a great job of just staying alive and trying to keep this game going. I mean, this is the final game again, and they do get one. They do take out Ben09, weakest member on the T area team at the moment here, and maybe this is an opportunity to come back. Weird Stick gets another one here. Both top laners looking pretty strong here. Meanwhile, Sketty Noodle onto Jax, maybe gets a finish. He does. This is a huge fight for Duel here.
Things turning drastically back into their favor again. A little bit not on the same page for the side of T area, right? Kind of fighting, kind of not. Ben flashes in aggressively, immediately costs them, and now Mundo in trouble, starting to get tracked down through the enemy jungle.
I mean, you can delay so long with this Mundo that he's not in any huge, jeopardy. But I will say, I think T area needs to tighten things up a little bit. The team fighting, the positioning has looked a little bit lazy in the last few minutes here. When you have that advantage, the last thing you want to do is get a little bit loosey-goosey with your team coordination, and that's exactly what's happened. So they can still definitely win this game, but they need to tighten up their positioning, start moving as a unit again.
I'd agree, Noah. Things are getting a little bit loosey-goosey in the team fighting, right? Not everybody's as tanky as Dr. Mundo, so you got to make sure that you're positioning yourself around your big man. And Baron coming back up in just under a minute here, about 15 seconds to be exact.
Yeah, and Duel's still in this one. We are at the point in the game where the gold totals don't matter at all. Both teams are about as strong as they're going to get, so it really comes down to, who can take Baron, who can win those big team fights. You can see both teams starting to rotate over towards the Baron right now. There's a good chance that whoever gets this buff and wins the next team fight wins the game. Still in favor of T area here. I like the zoning from Jerry Sickle on that Mundo, just giving his team time to take the Baron. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, he's going very deep now, and the rest of his team is kind of exposed here, but I don't think Duel, without that Xerath, can do enough damage. Yeah, Sketty Noodle tries to get in there. Final Spark does a bit of damage, gets one, but Mundo from behind is going to try.
The flanking Mundo is crazy.
That's right. It's a hammer in the anvil here. That said, T area still on the run, and Sketty Noodle and Weird Stick are doing a lot of damage here. That top turret is still alive. Are you kidding me? And that is exactly the saving grace. I saw a little wave there from Jerry Sickle there. A little bit of swag with the emotes, but it's looking rough for Duel right now. I think they did everything they could this game. I think they did everything they could this game, but it's looking pretty good for T area here in Game 3.
Shut down for Jerry. Mundo pops the ghost. Lilia going to find the burn kill onto Caitlyn, so not a bad one to trade back. Nocturne ulting back into the fight. Mundo teleporting for the base, and he's going for the end right now, Doa.
And he will be able to end it. There is nothing that Duel can do to stop this Mundo from finishing off this Nexus turn. That said, come on, pop your ultimate, buddy. There we go. All right. And just
he's got it. So there it
the
goes.
Rest of the team to come back.
Yeah, it's cooked.
Nocturne. So both Nexus turrets were still up there, but it doesn't matter. There goes the Nexus anyway. The Nexus turrets were not up there. Never mind. And that is going to be a win in Game 3 for T area high schools. And, playing really, really well in Game 1, Game 3. Game 3, it's one of those situations where it get a little bit crazy towards the end. You feel like you have the big advantage. You can't lose that coordination, but I think we really saw, Skep, why these two teams made it to this match. Both looking really good and both having great seasons to be top 4 teams.
For sure, Noah. I mean, very well played game. Mundo leading the charts with 98,000 damage dealt. I don't know if I've ever seen that in my life, so we got to witness something new today. Dr. Mundo being the absolute raid boss of this one. A very solid series to close out our League of Legends tournament here for the South Dakota State Finals. Getting 3 games, right? Can't ask for a better series to close. But overall, I mean, a back-and-forth game, and I think both teams delivered and should be proud of their season's run.
Yeah, absolutely. It takes a really good squad to be able to make top 4 in any League of Legends tournament. So I think both teams can leave with their heads held high here. But obviously, T area high school, their heads a little bit higher as they made the podium, got 3rd place, and can go home in the medal position, at least, I suppose you could say. But yeah, really fun series. Glad I was able to step in and cast this one.
Absolutely. Thank you for stepping in, Doa. Folks, that concludes our League of Legends portion here for our South Dakota State tournament. I know that we have Rocket League on the cards. I know that we have some Mario Kart coming up, so plenty more action to follow suit. Hope you guys can stick around, but from me and Doa from the League of Legends tournament, this is going to be us signing off for the time being, and when we come back, we will be diving into another one of our games, so stay tuned. Plenty more action to come on the South Dakota State tournament, guys.